Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 106. Let's do what, Tubby? But, yeah, episode 106 of Pokerole. We are back again for more Pokerole goodness. I almost said creamy Pokerole goodness. I guess, sometimes. I mean, there is Miltic milk involved at moments, but... Where's Tucker? I knew I forgot something. See, there's always one thing. Oh, I actually selected the right feed. I just didn't select that. There we go. It was on the wrong feed. It was on the emergency turn off feed. Now it is on. But I hope you all are well today. Of course, I may as well get it out of the way that before we begin, if you like the video, oh goodness me, it didn't show up. All right, there it is. If you like the video, do think about giving it a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that as well. But if you really want to help out, think about coming over to Twitch. We're trying to reach partner over here, and we always need more viewers, though, or we'll never hit that. So, come on by, whether it's to lurk or to talk, because you're welcome to do so. We honestly would love to have you, and honestly, a lot of these streams are a lot more fun when you watch them live, like Pokerole, for instance, where sometimes the audience gets a little bit involved and stuff, because sometimes we forget something that the audience tells us or something. So, you know what? Audience is great. Live audiences. Good times, usually. Also, we have a pretty cool Discord community, if you want to check that out. We have a Pokerole one that you could check off of that one. We have two communities. I cannot talk today. You could check out that server and find the other one there as well. I also have a coffee link if you want to help directly monetize my content. I have a merch store if you want to buy some cool merch. And also where's the button for that one? There's too many buttons. We also have a wiki for Poke Pioneers. Our Pokerole game. You can check it out there, see updates, episode recaps if you don't want to watch a whole video, just to know what happened, other stuff, character pages, go check it out. It's pretty cool. But all links are in the description, and you can check them out at your leisure. Please go away. Thank you. Bye. I'm having trouble with my hotkeys, apparently. How's everybody on the table doing?
I'm doing great. All over the place today, I see.
A little bit. A little bit. It's fine, though. What an intro, LeMayo. At least I'm entertaining.
It was definitely entertaining.
How's the car and Kyrio and Tubby doing?
I'm doing alright.
Chill day?
Yes. Very chill day.
Nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. Do I have... Oh, hey, Tucker.
You know what's even better than a chill day? Chilly day.
That chili's nice now and then.
Give me all the cold. Summer can go away.
Oh, I thought he was meaning the food. I was like, yeah, chili's fine. Sometimes a little salt.
I don't know. I was meaning the food.
Funnily enough, I had hot dogs with chili earlier.
That could be good.
Oh yeah. Love a chili dog.
I have a thing to show off before I let the recap happen. But I don't seem to have a feed for it, so let me just add the feed now. Whatever, I'll just do it on the freaking fly. It's fine. I probably removed the feed on Pokerole because I never use this for Pokerole, this particular feed. But, let's see. There we go. Something we've been doing the last couple streams, and I'm going to continue with this stream, is I ended up with a bunch of fortune cookies. So we're beginning every stream lately with opening a fortune cookie and seeing what the stream's fortune is. So let's see what today's stream fortune is. This is the last fortune cookie I actually have right now. Maybe I'll get more later. It's kind of fun. So what is the fortune of not only the stream but perhaps the game? Let's find out. Keep your ideas... Can you read that? Focus, you. Focus. It only focuses when I don't want it to. Keep your ideas flexible and don't ignore details. Okay. Interesting advice. I wonder how that maybe will apply to our game. Let's see. We gotta stay flexible today, guys. And also pay attention. There might be something important we miss otherwise.
Yes.
That's actually a very...
attention to details.
That's a very mysterious fortune, actually.
keep your ideas flexible is pretty good advice, so.
Yee. Sounds good for D&D. Check for traps! Check for traps! But,
keep your ideas flexible. That's something that the DMs definitely gotta do. I mean, and the players, but like, seems like, alright, this is gonna be great. There's, I remember one time we were kind of constrained by the environment, right? We were like fighting inside a wooden structure, but my character's weapon was like a great axe, and I happened to have the rule book that we were playing in, so I'm like, I'm gonna just bust through this wall, and the DM's like, oh, right. it's a wooden house.
roll for Kool-Aid Man.
And the other character's like, oh shit, it is a wooden house. I mean, it was a witch we were fighting. It was like the whole quest was like a parody of Hansel and Gretel. So we shouldn't feel too bad for this witch, but we punched a bunch of holes in the wall during that encounter. A bunch. This lady's house into Swiss cheese. Yeah. This lady's house into Swiss cheese.
Seeing from the DM side, it's crazy how much players can just think of things that make absolutely no sense to think of, but it works. And you're just like, but why? I did all this planning for you to do this thing, and then you punch holes through a house.
The best laid plans.
But it's fun.
Well, as I munch on this fortune cookie, Kar, would you like to do a recap?
Sure. Recap. The end.
Somebody's lazy today.
I am lazy. But in the interest of keeping things short, and unfortunately, I will not be using Ennio's hard work this time. But everybody appreciate Ennio for doing all the hard summary work in the wiki, because they're the one who does all of that. Appreciate them.
Very much so.
Yeah.
If you appreciate any one, you should be any. All the pieces are there. You guys can make the joke.
I think some of the pieces fell under the couch and will never be seen from again. What the hell was that about?
I don't know. It's trying to like NEO, anyone, and if you appreciate anyone, it should be NEO.
But he's NEO 744. You gotta go up quite a few numbers to get there.
In any case, the general recap of last session is Team Cheer decided to go back to Savannah Town, mostly because they haven't been back there in over a week. Because a week or 2 weeks? I think it's almost 2 weeks.
I never keep track of all the time skips.
Well, that's because nobody keeps track of how many days you travel. We could make a calendar for that, but
we traveled
like...
3 days. Wait, what was there's like 3 days spent in this Savannah last time, I think. That's all I know.
No, yeah, it is about 2 weeks, isn't it? I know y'all were in the library for about 3 days. Traveling took... Oh, maybe it's 2.5 weeks. But anyway, I digress. Time has passed. But
As it often does.
I believe last session was also before the team left the Cave of Mirrors. Rida was given the opportunity to face a trial, as was Noibat, and I haven't made a glimpse for that yet. Shame on me. Yes, as Stradivarian in the chat says, 2 folks tried mirrors, but it did not go well. For either of them. We did not focus in on Noibat's trial, but Rita faced off against someone who apparently knew them. And they had to face some difficult shades from their past. Though the team did not stay another day to allow Rita and or Noibat to recover, at least Tucker was there to comfort them and help them out of the Cave of Mirrors afterward.
Mm-hmm. Because they both unfortunately did not succeed.
Alas. But such is life, and also it's the first time any of y'all have witnessed failure. At least
of this type.
Yes, of this type.
That's good.
Oh yes, there's also art.
I'll show that.
But after Team Cheer is done allowing their friends their try at the mirrors, they travel in a rather expanded group back towards Savannah over several days. Thankfully, they don't meet any untoward resistance. But then again, given the group now includes a newly evolved Riley, Lizard, the addition of Lyre, Florence, and Luxray, there aren't many feral Pokemon that would be willing to mess with you without good reason. It's almost like all of y'all have gotten strong enough that weaker fights in traversal zones don't matter.
Oh, like, oh, hell no. It's like, oh man, that big guy, he's gonna just squish me.
This is true, Ralph is big. Even as a slim down, time to cry an XP with auto battle on. That's not how it works.
Just right around in a circle.
Because after a point, you're getting nothing out of it.
Yeah, this game has scaling XP. You have to move on.
Eventually, Team Cheer and Guess make it back to Savannah. Hatterene is a bit reluctant to go through the front gate and is asked for indication after Team Cheer's headquarters. So they just go around the fence because the base is near the fence, float over the fence and head into the base, completely avoiding anyone and everyone as much as possible.
Antisocial behavior be like relatable.
Hey, they have a reason.
Oh man, I hope he teaches me that.
Ralph, just using levitate, never have to walk again, becomes large as regular Snorlax.
Oh man. I feel like the mental strain of maintaining levitate would burn more calories than walking. I don't know how it works. If it was super easy, then levitate 100 feet into the air above the enemy, stop levitating, cross your arms as you're falling.
That's like the dumb thing of using summon animals to summon a whale above enemies. It doesn't work.
I saw one meme where the one guy was like, I cast Swarm 1,000 feet above the BBET's head to spawn a swarm of killer bees, and the other guy is like, and I cast Morph Animal on that spot and morph them all into elephant.
There are rules that prevent that.
There's a meme I saw. It was the scene from El Dorado, and it was the two protagonists explaining to the explaining. And then the second panel was DM. It was the fat guy reaction, where has that mute face.
In any case, Riley and Lizard also head to the base. And I believe Liar did as well. Because I don't... No, wait, no, Liar did not. Liar was with everybody else.
Liar was happy to be there.
To sit.
Yes, I just remembered that part. It's like, wait, Liar went with you guys. No, it was Florence and Luxray. Florence and Luxray who went off on their own to do what have you. But Team Cheer plus Liar went into the Pioneering Club for the first time since leaving and going to the library, having acquired not only a new member, but also a strange sawsbuck. They are, of course, greeted by Rise and offered a table. They are given food, and we stopped with them having dinner. I should also mention that there was a bit of a moment back at the cave with Noibat where they basically admitted they understand why it's so dangerous now, and I don't know if it came across very clearly, but they are both discouraged by whatever happened in the Cave of Mirrors, and looking to work harder at becoming strong enough / skilled enough to be a pioneer.
Mm-hmm. If I recall, we did see Ryda's experience in the mirror, but at OOC Wise, but as far as Noibat, we don't know what happened with that.
That is correct. I need to write a glimpse or something.
Might be fun to read later.
But Noibat did want to train with Ryda, so that also keys into them wanting to get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's right. In any case, my bungling recap over with.
Well, there was one more detail that you forgot, because I decided to look at the recap myself. And of course, there was a moment, too, where Rise noted Tucker's eyes, and did whisper to him that they'll talk later, so...
Yes. Also, I'm not going to re-describe what food you got. You all got food. And yes, there was a moment where Liar was just struggling to sit on the seat because they are not built to sit.
What is a chair?
They are not built to chair. Oh yes, and Liar was given a salt lick.
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot that. I don't remember exactly why y'all went into the Pioneering Club in the first place, except to debrief why you were back? And also to eat. There was definitely a debriefing involved. I think, hey, look, there's this Pokemon now.
We were about to debrief to Pango.
Yeah, reported to Pangoro, probably partially to be like, hey, Liar. So about this Pokemon, basically. But also probably an update about, just what we went through. Because it's probably important to note, hey, Aeronautus is kind of like doing this stuff. And it's probably good that we inform them of that. I mean, it's the Dragon's affairs, but still.
It may also be good to note that, oh yeah, here's a new member.
Yeah, a new member of the team.
Oh, I think you cut off there, Hydro. Was that?
Oh yeah, here's a new member. They're an acolyte of Eternatus.
I mean, you don't have to reveal that information if you don't want to.
Well, it depends on what Ryda wants to do, because Ryda also has Ryda, they're also an acolyte now, so it depends on if they want to share that.
If it's relevant.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I feel like I've made it clear in the past, you don't have to share everything in the debriefing, but you all insist on sharing everything in the debriefings.
This is hilarious.
Tucker will let Brooke open his mouth. Generally now.
I will, however, remind you all there is still the agreement with Mewtwo that needs to be upheld, and that is everything that you learned in the little fourth-dimensional knowledge vault needs to stay between the four of you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
That's
can't.
true.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, we can't let them know that. Oh, we figured out we were ripped through time. We know about the Dead Star, all that jazz.
Also, I'd like to notice, at least based on the model position, I can't confirm this, but I believe Ralph went another way. I think he went somewhere else.
No. I went with the group to debrief with Pango. I don't know why I'm over here.
I don't know why either. In that case.
I just never repositioned y'all.
Fair. But alas, good food was had, salt licks were licked, and I'm sure everybody feels a little bit better after that.
Indeed.
I also just remembered Ryda's introduction to Rise was Ralph being like, oh yeah, I had a crush on them and all this other stuff and making them fluster.
Yeah.
Actually, was this Rise's first meeting with Ryda? Yeah, Ryda as well. So.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. Rise just took it in stride.
Yeah, he didn't seem to be like too phased by it.
Do not underestimate how many times Rise has seen something like this happen.
I mean, I'm sure teams switch out members all the time. It's not like, what the heck? You changed members? Like,
It's like, oh, you brought someone new. Hi, here's food. And as for Pyrus User in chat, you may not be entirely caught up, unfortunately. There's information that needs knowing.
oh, Dead Star. Yeah, that's stuff we can't talk to Pengu Jig about. But if you want to watch that, that's back in episode, I don't know. I'll let you know a number when I look it up.
Very important. to the
99. Session 99 is probably the one you want.
I wanted it to be 100. It was so close.
I suppose we should move on to debriefing now.
We did eat at the end of last session, so we're relatively good.
You all began eating. Oh yeah, we have a D4. I forget why we have a D4. I asked for it at some point.
You did. It's your fault.
Yeah, we were running from Eternatus, and you
Oh
were
right, I
making-
was trying to determine who was going to get chased, I guess.
Also, it's cool to have the new form. Can be
Yes.
useful for some stuff.
But if everybody is ready, yes, you may move on to whatever your next task is.
Cool.
Hello. Can people hear me?
We can
I
get
heard
Yeah.
you.
Sweet.
You sound good. Well, you always do, but you know, principle of the matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was good. Alright, can we go talk to Mr. Pango? Let him know what's up.
Brooke is on his way.
Awesome. Ralph will follow. Like a big bouncer following, like
Tucker does a little erp and falls along.
I'm just imagining Brooke and Ralph in mafioso uniforms.
I mean I got the hat, so
Oh my gosh, you do. Make me want to commission stuff from Kyrio. Right.
I just need a
is,
pinstripe suit.
is Ryda following along?
Yes, they will also follow along.
Okay. I need to make sure because Ryda almost didn't get the chance to do their mirror thing before.
That is fair. Is Liar coming with us?
Liar's going to come with you. They're still sort of just licking at the salt lick and occasionally nibbling at their the remnants of their food. When they realize you've all gotten up, they awkwardly slip themselves off, and then slip and fall with a thunk, and then scramble briefly to right themselves and just continue walking like nothing happened.
Ryder will walk beside Liar.
They seem fine, by the way. They're perfectly happy to be here.
But they've been enjoying just taking in the outside again for a while, for a few days. I'm sure that doesn't exactly get old for them.
As you all go up the large log steps up to the second floor of the pioneering clubhouse, you are greeted by a familiar sight of a volunteer Pokemon being accosted by the children of the daycare.
Who's the volunteer this time?
This time it looks like it's a bug Pokemon? Maybe? They're half hidden underneath a pile of children who have apparently decided that it is dogpile time. Except the Larvitar, since they're not allowed. So they're just off to the side, watching.
At least they're behaving.
Yeah.
Sort
Can't
of.
help being that heavy. It's not fair when your diet is mountains.
No.
I usually just get the whole mountains a bit heavy on the stomach.
Tucker notes the scene and kind of just reminding himself, he says under his breath, "Right, I gotta get the daycare set up at some point."
Brooke will knock on Pangoro's door. Basically announcing that he's here.
Sound effects appreciated.
I got a good table to do that on. It's made of wood, so.
Yeah. I got a nice new table as well. It's a bit like a Raven. It's this nice antique writing desk.
That's cool.
Time to try and do Pangoro voice after months of not doing Pangoro voice.
Here's your local Pangoro.
Come in. Pangoro calls, apparently unwilling or unable to answer the door themselves.
Alrighty, let's squeeze on in here. We'll shuffle through. Top of your morning. You got like a cold or something? Sound a little. Anyway. Salute.
I'm fine, Ralph.
Brooke will open the door and say, "Hey boss, feel like getting some interesting news from Team Cheer again?"
We're the best at gathering interesting news.
Pangoro pauses the paperwork that they're doing, slowly moves it to the side, and then folds their hands before them on the desk. What did you do this time? Do I need to worry about another earthquake? Maybe this time it's a Zangoose-shaped building that's going to pop out of the ground.
I mean, we did do that. One sec, I'm just gonna type this out.
Okay. Idio's statement. I just imagine the volunteer being one of Seamstresser's Spinnerack. They see the terrors and go, "This is no scary, they're working for the mistress!" I like that, Fadden.
Unfortunately, it's not likely to be a spinner act because all the spinner act that we have seen thus far are the mistresses.
And she's
Or
got them
seamstresses.
busy, so they wouldn't
Yes,
have time
they're
for
always
that.
busy. Look, they need to redecorate the entire mansion.
They are probably more busy than ever, actually, these days.
No. Well, maybe, Brooke says. First things first. Meet Rita. They're from the library. They're going to be joining us. And Brooke will shuffle aside to let Rita introduce themselves.
Ryder will step forward.
Yep, Pango, this is Ryder Pango. Full name, last name Django.
Hello there. It is a pleasure to meet you, Pango Django.
Pangoro's frown deepens ever so slightly. I see. A pleasure to meet you, Ryder. So you're from the library, are you?
That is correct.
Very well. He opens a drawer in his desk, pulls out a sheet of paper, and scribbles something off on it, and then slides it over towards the other end of the desk, where the side where you all are standing. Here. Just sign.
Very well. Ryder will look over and read the paper.
It's just a standard document for joining a guild, basically.
Then Ryder will sign it.
There's also a waiver at the bottom saying they are not responsible for any shenanigans that you may end up getting into that are hazardous to your living.
Yes.
Ryder is well aware of that by now.
Death, the ultimate shenanigan.
Once
But
it's
yes, they
signed,
sign it and slide it back.
once it's signed, Pangoro will take it, put it into another drawer, and then hand over your pioneering pin. Here.
Thank you. They will grab it and sort of just pin it on their shirt somewhere.
Right. Now that that's over with, have you completed your business in the library? Doing what you need to do, I suppose.
We'll let Kyrio type out and then read his response.
No time pressure there, by the way.
Yeah.
Thanks for being the leader.
It is unfortunate that Pangoro will forever be known as Pango Django to Ryder because they think that is the real name.
Tucker does actually cut.
Tucker.
What's that?
I was saying, what are you talking about? It is his real name.
It is to
I mean,
Ralph.
Ralph gave it to him. Ralph gave him the name, but this is his name.
It's like when somebody like comes up with a catchphrase and wants everybody to start using it, so they just like always insist upon it.
So sad.
I will note that Tucker, when Ryda does address Pangoro's Pango Django, Tucker does a side look and does raise a paw as if he's about to say something, and then just lets it go. It's not worth it.
Perhaps totally snippets.
Oh, that's great.
Interesting little fact. Ryda still thinks Brooke's middle name is Tenacity.
That's what was told, so that's what
Yep,
it is.
I have that written down as a note.
Wonderful.
That is correct, Fair. Tucker is not blindfolded at the moment.
No, he's been kind of trying. Well, he's indoors, so it's a little easier. He's still having trouble navigating, but he's just following. He's following the leader more or less.
Brooke will answer. We have, though we need to take guest back to Seaspray. Our exit from the library ran into some interference, so we'll be leaving again soon. Which brings me to Liar.
Liar.
We
Brooke will gesture towards
rescued a prisoner.
Brooke will gesture towards the sauce book.
That is accurate.
They are suspect.
Yeah. We found them. Let me just.
Liar slowly leaning over to look at Pangoro. They look innocent enough.
Ralph starts feeding Ryda a lot of misinformation. Yeah, I hated. That is a worry. That is a concern with Ralph.
It's not misinformation.
It's his misinterpretation.
We found them after we were captured by Eternatus. Long story. Brooke says we don't really know what language they speak, but we need to figure out what to do with them.
Long story, but it's a really good one. Super action packed. We ought to tell it to you sometime. You know, when we got some more time. Although it'll probably be made into.
Ralph. I don't want to know. It involves dragons. I don't need to know. No offense to our littlest scout, but I don't need that extra headache.
Did Pangoro know we were taking?
Yes,
Okay.
I believe so.
Taking.
Noibat.
Oh, okay.
I believe Pangoro is one of the ones who approved it.
If Ralph is going to continue this misinformation, I'm going to need to write down everything.
Oh no.
Ryda is going to be having a conversation of some importance, and they're going to be saying all of these wrong things Ralph fed to them.
I mean, I'm not gonna feed you anything detrimental, only silly shit like his name's Bingo Dingo.
Tucker will actually step forward for a moment to add on to Brooke's last statement. He's going to express.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you when it comes to dragon stuff. I didn't understand it all either. But, it seems like...
I forgot God damn it, names. 1 second. Brain worked for me here. What's our bard's name, everybody?
Florence.
Thank you. Brain, why? It betrays me at the worst moments.
It seems like Florence knows Liar better than anybody else, so if you need to know more, I guess he's good to ask.
Why does that not surprise me? As long as they aren't also looking to join your team or the Pioneering Club, I don't care what you do with them. Just don't.
Yeah, I think he's too. Yeah, I think Florence is too. What's the word? Cowardly to be a pioneer. No, not cowardly. Just selectively lazy.
That's not what Pangoro was talking about at all, but I'm fine with Ralph going on that tangent.
Tucker does relate, though, because to Pangoro's saying, I don't want to get involved with dragons. Tucker kind of agrees for personal reasons, and also because he didn't understand what the hell Internautus was even talking about half the time.
Apparently, according to Wolfmage, Pangoro did not know about Noibat sneaking out with you.
Nonetheless, I don't think we explicitly stated that he did so. So far.
Yeah.
Regardless, even if he's not aware, it doesn't matter. He's just making that comment because he knows Noibat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, then I won't bring him up. I was going to say something about it, but...
Oh, okay. To be fair, Pangoro might just know anyways, because he's already expressed before that he's basically got spies, so he might be aware.
Also, Enio, don't feel bad. There are times when we go back and forth on something, and it can be very confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's like we have to debate what the canon is, so I understand if
no
you
one knew except Florence.
Okay. Now, I can't really substantiate Wolfmage's statements or not, so it's possible though.
Sounds right. But yeah, it was pretty great. We're getting pretty good at this.
Wolfmage, are you sure that's not when Noibat went out with Florence to Sea Spray? Or am I just thinking that's when Noibat got permission and they didn't get permission the second time? Because that's entirely possible.
They probably didn't get permission the second time and just disappeared with Florence.
Just I'm going to go out with Florence on another mission, it's fine.
Probably.
You'd likely assume they vanished for 2+ weeks. Yeah, I mean, if there's multiple Pokemon missing for the same time period, it would be kind of like, maybe they went together. Regardless.
Oh, it's really cool. We ran into our old friend Riley. He's all grown up now. Big strapping Lucario. Looking, yep.
Good. Maybe I can actually have him help plow the orchard.
I think he'd be totally into that. He was saying about how he wanted to have more tours around here. Like he's really bored. Like really load him up with chores.
Pangoro now just leaning slightly to the side, resting their cheek on one hand as they listen to Ralph.
And Tucker just kind of gives a look to Ralph.
I guess I see what side you want to be on. I guess I see what side you want to be on, Riley.
Who's it for, Bruisin?
It's mine.
Oh, there's one topic. Does Pangoro notice or / care about Tucker's eyes? He has spoken directly to Pangoro a bit. It's probably fairly obvious at this point.
If he's noticed, which is likely, he is probably not.
Just waiting for the end of the brief, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Either waiting for the end of the brief or waiting for you to bring it up, because if you don't want to bring it up, he's going to just let it be.
Yeah, probably. I figured that.
It doesn't look like it's life-threatening. It doesn't need to be a problem.
Pangoro does know his priorities.
Really eventful trip. We got to talk to Mewtwo, we got to talk to Aeronautus, we got to talk to, lots of psychic types. It was pretty good. Got to talk to Riley. I'd say we're getting pretty famous.
They weren't supposed to keep Mewtwo a secret, but what Mewtwo showed them.
Yeah, what Mewtwo showed them is a secret. I just said
If we went to the
talked
tower,
him.
then we probably talked to Mewtwo.
Yeah, it's okay to mention Mewtwo. It's just not okay to mention what Mewtwo showed us.
Okay, according to Beerus and Neo, who apparently have reviewed the information, Pangoro didn't give direct permission, but they gave tacit permission of yeah, if you see Florence and Noibat, you can take them along if you want.
If you have faith in them, specifically. Left it up to us.
Nice. We make the best judgment calls anyway, so
I'm sorry if I'm making your life harder, Kyrio.
It's fine.
To be fair, these are active developments. This just in, we have an update on our story. Live on the field. No.
Black and White Dragon? Are you talking about the trio? Therio?
Kind of sounds like he's talking about Reshiram and Zekrom, but I don't think we had any direct involvement with them lately.
Not lately, but y'all spoke with them originally.
Yeah, we did talk to them, but...
Speaking of Noibat, they were invaluable during our mission. But I think it's somewhat disillusioned them about what being a pioneer is about. It says, though our missions probably aren't typical of a normal team.
Tucker chirps.
I'd hope not.
You would be
because we're the
surprised.
best team.
That said, most teams don't encounter terribly many legendaries. I'm going to just chalk it up to your general enthusiasm.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what are we up to? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, for like 5 or 6?
Tucker looks at Ralph.
I don't think these are like gold stars, Ralph.
Oh right, this wasn't an official mission, so you guys don't get points.
Oh, we get nothing.
Yeah, no. I knew that. It's not even done yet.
I kind of feel bad about that.
This is a voluntary debriefing because we weren't on a mission. It's just, hey, here's some additional information.
Just like, we got a new team member. Oh, and if Aeronautus angrily attacks, you know why.
It's more just a check-in.
Oh man, I feel like a swarm of Pikachus could invade in like Geodude floating mech bots, and Pango would somehow know it's our fault somehow. That's something completely absurd. I don't know, like a tidal wave of orange juice splashes over the city or something. Like he would know it's our fault somehow.
Just sigh. He would just do the Pangoro sigh. Every time. Gosh, that gives me such Zenigata vibes.
Also, Tucker can chime in on some of this debriefing if possible, if it would help.
I mean, we're about done.
Okay.
Well, that should cover it. We'll pit stop for a day or so, and then take Katarina and Luxray back to Seaspray.
Oh. I'll have to give Luxury a visit. It's been some time. Did you let Rise know they're here?
Oh no, I didn't mention it.
I will then. No point in bothering you all with something so simple. Pangoro's gaze, as much as you can discern it, seems to drift back over to the paperwork he slid over to the side.
Brooke will get up, saying, well, thanks for your time. See you later, boss.
Just don't get into any more trouble if you can help it. Please.
Team Cheer would never seek trouble, Brooks says with a smile. And leaves.
Ryder chimes in. I do not believe that is correct.
Tucker just sighs.
That was so much fun, though.
Pangoro pinches the bridge of their snout. I mean it this time, Brooke.
Yes, sir.
We have visitors coming. And they're going to dock at Sea Spray, and knowing where you're going, I don't want you making a mess of things.
Right, you better be on your best behavior, Mr. Brook Tenacity, sir.
Tucker kind of perks his ears. Oh, go ahead.
Brooke just looks confused at Ralph for a second. Well, alright, I'll keep an eye out.
Thank you. Dismissed.
Oh.
I do a little salute.
And
Brooke will leave.
Tucker's gonna be all nosy and ask what visitors they are, but they got dismissed, so never mind.
I mean, you don't have to go. You can ask.
No,
Just because
no.
he dismissed you doesn't mean you can't be nosy.
Tucker has a limit to how nosy he wants to be, so.
Well, guys, I think that went very well.
We'll have to look out for. He'll have to just be nosy at the docks to figure it out.
As you leave, Liar doesn't go with you for a minute. They're just sort of standing there staring at Pangoro for a bit, and then they realize they need to follow you, and then they follow you.
I like how their social cues are on like a different spectrum, honestly. It's actually interesting.
They don't
just
fully
vibing.
understand the language that we're speaking, so...
That's certainly that makes it a little trickier, yeah.
Yeah.
They seem to understand people mostly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just-
so guys,
yeah.
I think that went well. Just kind of nodding, and he took it good.
That's probably because we didn't talk about all the bad stuff. But if it works,
Yeah,
it works.
I mean, he can fill in the blanks. He has a good imagination.
At this point, I don't think we can do anything to surprise him anymore.
We'll have to try extra hard.
Right.
I'm trying to remember something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember if anybody knows that Rise and Luxray had any sort of connection.
Pangoro would know. Tiber would know.
I don't think Brooks ever made the connection.
Blaze would know.
Tucker had a little one-on-one time with Luxray during one of the first meetings, and I feel like it may have come up there or something, but I can't remember.
Tucker might have extrapolated.
I think there might be something to build off of, but probably nothing too like obvious.
The information was indirect.
Mm-hmm. But
Team Mischief also alluded to some things.
Yes,
at
that's
one
true.
point.
I believe that's accurate. I think. Was it?
I mean,
yeah, I think
two of them are Luxray's daughters, and
Yeah. I think Porloin had a big mouth about some of that. Yeah.
Purloin ain't got no filter.
family
Speaking
ties.
of Team Mischief, when y'all make your way down, Litton is there. They're currently trying to do the quadruped equivalent of sign language with Mute Squirtle.
Oh.
Adorable.
It's hard when they don't have fingies.
Squirrel no sign language?
Mute Squirtle? Yeah.
Okay.
They'd been learning it.
Alright.
This is Brooke.
Yes, Brooke has also been learning it.
If I recall correctly, Brooke even got a book.
Mm-hmm.
How much sign language can you do with a paw, I wonder? That's a good question, actually.
At the very least, basic gestures.
I mean, there is a number of gestures that are more about the arm movement, so those would be doable.
Brooke will sign a hello to the Squirrel.
Squirtle signs a hello back.
Aw.
Brooke will tell everybody, well, we're here for a little while, so feel free to do whatever you guys want. We can meet up at the spa later tonight.
Oh, that sounds good. Alright, let's see here. Roaming through my bag. There was something we had to get translated, right?
You have the bits and pieces of stuff from your long metal box.
Let's see,
Yeah,
what
there
do you
was
have?
something.
Didn't you want to ask
Someone
Mawile
has.
Oh,
There
and
was-
corpse.
language?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it the corpse? I feel like if I recall correctly, Tucker even was like, "Hey, maybe you should go talk to Mawile about." Was it the corpse? Maybe it was the corpse. Maybe it was, I feel like it was something else.
Maybe.
What were you gonna suggest, Kyrio?
Just have Mawile ask Mawile about Liar's language.
Oh, that.
That too.
That was probably
Yes.
what Tucker brought up.
That's that. Yeah, that's what I remember. I'm gonna pat the liar on the head and motion for him to follow me to Mawile's.
Okay.
Before you go, Ryder will ask you something. Ralph, you seem to be very educated. Mind if I get your assistance on a project?
Oh, a project. What sort of project? That sounds good.
I am trying to craft something of sorts, and would like assistance.
Oh, now we're talking. I actually have a few crafts I've made up. I'm gonna show Ryder the zapper. Check this out.
Intriguing.
Don't demonstrate that in here, Ralph.
Yeah, I know. And I know you're scared of it. You're a water type. Natural.
Mute Squirtle furiously signing that Brooke is scared of nothing.
Tucker pokes into the conversation and relates,
Oh, Ralph, are you going to be taking Liar over to Mawile now?
Yes.
Well, in that case, Reddy, you might want to go with him. Mawile's very smart. You might like her.
Very well then, I shall accompany you.
Yeah, she's super smart and super cute too. And just the back wall, that's also really cute, but yeah, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, I should warn you,
Okay,
he is like
let's
this
go.
around her.
I am not surprised.
I am perfectly in control. Alright, let's go.
Squirtle nearly returns to their conversation with Litton, as much of a conversation as it happens to be, and then they jump a bit and run over to Brooke, tug Brooke's hand, and then sign that Blaze is looking for you.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to go see him.
Ah.
Brooke will wave to the rest of the team. Well, it looks like I'm being kidnapped.
Team are in our way.
Tucker does a little nod, a little wave to actually everybody. He's willing to separate at this point.
Well, I should probably go talk to Rise a bit anyways. I'll see you guys later.
Farewell.
And thus, the team splits up for now to
Let's
go and do
split
their
up, gang.
separate things. That's, oh gosh, that's so amusing. I was watching Mystery Incorporated earlier today.
Split up
Joe.
with clues.
Yeah. So, this is our hometown, as you can gather, Rita. Yeah, it's quite a little nice little Savannah type town.
Named Savannah.
Yeah. You know, that was the, that building there, the Pioneer headquarters. It's kind of also like City Hall and also the daycare. And like, I'm just gonna kind of motion to where all the important buildings are. And then, you know, a little bit close to it, that's our base. You get this super cool 2-story awesome base. And over there, the post office. Don't tell anyone, but I think the postmistress has a bit of a crush on me. But yeah, I'll let her run on that treadmill.
I shall not tell a soul.
So, but by the way, audience and players, I appreciate how much Tubby can carry empty space. It's awesome.
He's very good at it.
Especially because Ralph rambles, and it's great because it means I have a minute to think.
Also, I just
It's
want to.
always nice when a player rambles on for a DM because it's like, oh great, I don't have to talk.
Yes, I can't appreciate it enough.
Also, just want to say thanks Ovi for joining the stream. They just popped in and started asking, well, what's this? So I just linked the wiki to you, man. If you want to go look at that and get a little more information on things.
Yep, this is episode 106. There's a lot. So, who would like their segment first? Because I will bounce between y'all as best I can, but if some of you want to sit back and or let someone else have their thing first.
I'll backseat. I'm kind of interested in what'll happen at Mawiles and stuff. I like Mawile.
I'm
Okay.
also interested to do the Mawile and Ralph shenanigan.
And Kyrio needs a drink, so perfect. We can do Ralph, Rita, and Liar shenanigans. I will side note. Tucker should not forget to retrieve Puppy briefly.
Well, Rise is probably still working, so he can't talk to Rise right now. So actually, he was going to go there first.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Ralph, you give Rita and Liar a tour of Savannah on the way to Mawiles. Savannah looks mostly the same as you left it, aside from what appears to be a reconstruction effort at the post office. Whatever could have happened there? You weren't even there.
What did you do by proxy, Ralph? By not existing, but influencing the situation anyways.
You can bet that people thought it was Ralph, but Ralph wasn't there to blame.
Actually, on that note, I think he may have AFK'd.
Oh dear.
How about that?
It's okay. Welcome back.
Welcome in. Yeah. Yeah, I always like to go make sure, like, she doesn't need me to help carry anything in or anything
that's
like
okay.
that.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you were away. We are going to do your and Ryda's segment first, because the others are going to take a backseat. I was just describing that you're giving the tour of Savannah on the way to Mawile's, and it looks mostly the same aside from reconstruction efforts at the post office, which is weird, because you weren't even there.
Huh. I wonder if someone else is taking over as your new favorite. Anyway, and I lead him to Ms. Mawile's house.
I mean, it's practically Mrs. Mawile at this point.
Yeah. Wedding episode soon, TM?
I don't know. Do Pokemon even do that?
I don't know. Anyway,
not
I
here,
will. Yeah.
There's other places.
Yeah. Get married in sea spray. Anyway, we'll knock gently at the door with a.
You knock on the door, and there's a very familiar sound of clutter being rearranged and falling over. Coming! I'm coming! I'm almost... Just a thud against the door as it bows out briefly.
How is it going?
Mawile opens the door. She has a little scuff on her forehead.
Oh,
Ralph!
thank you so much. I'm gonna pick her up. I'm gonna kiss her little head.
She blushes slightly. Aw.
Set her back then. So, got a couple of people for you to meet. The curly there is Ryda, and this guy, we've been calling him Liar. And that's actually what we wanted to... We had to talk to you about, so this guy speaks a weird language, and we don't know it. And we thought maybe you know his language. And I try to communicate to Liar to try to say something. Say hello.
So, Mawile lets herself down. Sorry, I keep needing to clear my throat. The curse of drinking sweet tea.
Nice.
She goes over and offers her hand to shake Ryda's. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Ryda extends a hand and shakes in return. A pleasure to meet you as well. I have heard lots from Ralph.
Really? Hopefully good things.
Nothing but.
Aww. Ralph, are you spinning tales about me again?
No, there's only good things to say.
She grins. Her head mouth is sticking out its tongue. Alright, so you're an odd one. Mawile circles around Liar briefly. They sort of stand there. They seem fine. Normally someone would probably be awkward getting eyed up like they're an exhibit.
Yeah, we rescued him from he taps his hands together. From a prison of sorts.
Well, I guess that explains the color.
Man.
I mean, they could just be shiny, maybe? They reach out and gently poke at Liar's shoulder. Liar sort of leans away ever so slightly and looks mildly confused.
Maybe his special color palette is why Eternatus wanted him so bad. Oh, by the way, we robbed him from Eternatus.
You... What?!
Well, yes, he was in a jail cell by Eternatus, and we took him out of it and brought him here. And we were also safe.
Ironically, this one's not Ralph's fault. It was Brooke's decision, but he's still taking credit, I notice.
Just Mawile's explanation causes Liar to lean back a bit more.
I said we, not I.
True, but it wasn't really your decision.
I mean, yeah, but it's still a concerted effort.
Fair. It's, the team shares responsibility.
Right. Mawile puts her hands together, takes a deep breath, and then gestures to the door. How about we all go inside and I'll make some archaeologist tea?
Alright, you guys watch your step. There are lots of important stuff in here. Oh, speaking of awesome stuff on paper, I got this to show you, and I'm gonna bring out my circle sketch of her. Check it out. We went to the tower. We went to the psychic tower. Its name escapes me, but it's like filled with psychic types, and it's like got a weird barrier around it. Anyway, there was an art room inside of there, and I sketched up this portrait of you from memory.
Liar's going to go inside. They daintily step over some fallen clutter.
Right, I'll enter as well.
Mawile takes the sketch from Ralph. Aww. She very gingerly folds it up and puts it away. See, this would be a lot better if I wasn't suddenly incredibly worried for your health.
There is no need to worry. I made a deal with Eternatus, so he will leave us alone for the time being, so long as I follow his will.
Ralph, the scientist in me is incredibly fascinated. The pragmatist in me is incredibly worried.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm a big, strong Snorlax now, after all. Oh, flex.
She sighs and takes Ralph's hand. I know you're big now, and I know you're strong. I'm strong too. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop worrying when you're talking about messing with literal gods. As she speaks, she's slowly squeezing the hand harder and harder, and you suddenly remember, oh yeah, Mawile is part steel.
I'll hold her close then. I promise, nothing can keep me from coming back to see you.
Better not. Otherwise, Okay, that phrase, if you die, I'll kill you, doesn't work here.
Hey, I better not, or I guess you could say I better not hiss.
I'm glad you still have your sense of humor, Ralph.
Oh.
Boo.
I like to imagine both Ryda and Liar's heads are like tilted to the side.
There's a distant boo, like over the horizon with this brook.
No, not even Brooke. Riley shouting from the window of the base. Boo! Alright, get inside before I have to shove you inside. Don't think I can.
Oh, wait, that would be kind of hot, but I'm gonna come in. And he comes in.
As you step inside, there is fallen over clutter. Papers, tablets, various archaeological finds and artifacts and knickknacks. Some of it's in place, some of it looks like it's been stacked like you're used to. Some of it is fallen over because she needed to make a path.
You really gotta get a bigger plate, I think.
Yeah, well, it's what I got. I could stand to clear out some of the clutter. Still haven't reactivated our friend, though. She gestures to the deactivated ball toy that's just sort of sitting in the corner. It's propped up against something else. It looks like it's partial table up.
Yeah, I think I have something that'll help. I got the book on I got that book on like non
the engineering book.
Pokemon anatomy. The book on like non-living anatomy.
Constructs?
Yeah. Yeah, on like bronzars and ball toys and shit.
Huh,
I'll
well,
bring I'll bring out
for-
that book and
something for us to read later. Speaking
Yeah.
of later, are you back, or are you just visiting?
I'm afraid we're just passing through. We were ejected from our mission prematurely after the whole, Aeronatus, call it a side quest.
Oh, okay. So long as you didn't get kicked out of the library, that's fine.
Oh, no. We definitely can't go through the Dragon's Patch to get there again, but or if we do, we gotta really, really run through it.
Well, where there's a will, there's a way. And she moves over and starts clearing a bit of space for everyone to sort of sit down and make themselves comfortable. She even starts stacking things into makeshift chairs. Thankfully, we have Mewtwo on call if we need to return. I mean, they could. It's just a matter of, will they? Knowing how lazy they can be.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta return the books eventually.
There's a perk to getting Mewtwo's mark. Something, unless you're still actively trying to read it and don't think about returning it, should be fine. Right. Okay, one thing at a time. And they pull out teapot and start making archaeologist tea, which is probably not the best tasting, but it will keep you awake. So,
It's good.
first things first. Language. And no, not because I think you're about to curse, Ralph.
I would never.
I
Like
know.
you wanted me to.
I know. You're too sweethearted for that. Unless you were pretending to be a sailor, but we're not in Sea Spray right now. She walks over to Lyre. Okay. Will you talk for me, please? Lyre looks mildly incredulous. Anyway, lean line. Imnuya. Illyria. Lyre. Five seconds pass. 10 seconds pass.
So,
I have
so you know what he's talking about?
no clue. She says with just the cheeriest face ever. I have
God
never
dang.
encountered that language before. It's either incredibly old or incredibly rare. Or both.
Well, it could be incredibly old. There's no telling how long it was in the jail cell for. I mean, Aeronatus could have been working some voodoo magic to, like, keep him living forever or something.
Now it's Lyre's turn to deadpan. Inlay. Maria Nia. Okay, apparently not that, I guess. Well, I can at least guess at intent based on the inflection and tone. That's kind of it.
An idea occurs to Ralph as he thinks, can say, how does, you've been a psychic type longer than I have, Ryder. So, how does it work if you read someone's mind but they speak a different language than you? Can you still understand their thoughts?
That's a good question. DM?
That's an excellent question, actually.
General explanation is, unless you are really good at the whole telepathy thing, there is no auto-translate. You can get intents across, but...
No, okay, wait. This break for a second. I need to ask a question. Bilingual people, do you feel like you think in one particular language, or do you feel like it's not really a distinction?
I actually had a psychology and language class, and yes, depending on what your original language is, will determine what your inside voice sounds like. They even did a study on people who speak sign language as their one language, like what do they think in?
And they think of the movements, the signals?
I cannot recall because it was a while ago, but I think it is more, they think more of gesture, and they're able to process things quicker.
Fair. Reese, who is bilingual, said, yes, I do. So, it doesn't make sense, though, because, like, when I think about English, I'm like, if I'm thinking in English and I think about how I'm thinking, I'm like, yeah, I'm using English in my head, so... Yeah, I would think that when it comes to telepathy and stuff, you're not going to get an auto-translate out of it, unless, of course, like Kar said, you're really, unless you're Mewtwo or somebody like that, probably.
Yeah, unless you're really powerful.
Or just know basically every language known to Pokemon.
Also, I have to note, too, Wolfage, not trying to throw you under the bus or anything here, I think I was adorable. I like that you asked Kar to speak up with a liar voice. It's true, it's quiet, but that just made me double take and go, wait, does Wolf understand the liar voice? Because that's impressive, if so.
Some voices I can only speak up so much, and I do try my best. Sometimes I just lower my voice because it's easier. So I apologize. I will try to speak up.
No,
I know,
it's
I know
fine.
people ask me to
It's
speak
fine.
up a lot. I'm just naturally soft-spoken, and there are some voices I do that just aren't volumed.
I mean, you don't need to understand. I just want to hear. Well, they are cool. They are cool words, even if they don't make any sense.
Anyway, oh no. Tubby got disconnected.
Oh no.
Oh, hold on. That means I should save table. There we go. Okay,
Just in case.
just in case.
But yes, Ryder will answer Ralph's question. I cannot understand his language. Perhaps some intent, but no more.
Now, was Tubby able to hear that?
I think he, from what I was hearing in the background, I think he got stepped away again.
No.
But while we wait for him, I will ask, because I'm curious, are you specifically saying particular words? Because I know that there is a language that Liar works off of. Are you saying, are the phonetics you're expressing, Char, actually not random?
I'm using the same principle as the observer language.
So there is some structure.
The observer language doesn't have a structure.
Oh, okay.
They speak and they convey intent.
Okay.
I believe I explained it previously that they can say two different words and mean the same thing, or they can say one word and mean like three different things depending on what they do.
Ah. Okay.
Neat.
Did you
Also,
hear the thing I said?
Repeat it, because I didn't.
Okay. Ryder was just replying to Ralph. I cannot understand what he is saying, though I can understand intent to some extent.
And
I guess that's good enough.
just to put it out there before proceeding, I am not using the Draconic language for Eternatus as Liar's base. Liar is speaking something entirely different.
Okay.
Okay, so psychic translation is out. Book time then. Weird flowy language, probably grass. No, it's not Miscontinent. Maybe? I would have to look at a few things.
Yeah. I know he's not always everyone's favorite to talk to, but Florence seems to know a lot about him.
Really?
Yeah,
Somehow I'm not surprised.
I like how that's everyone's reaction.
He's a bard.
I guess every bard knows every other bard.
Well,
or bards just know a lot of stuff because
it's more that than anything. And Florence has been around a while, I guess. At least that's the impression I was getting while you guys were away, and he was sort of around. He just doesn't
not bothering
share
you,
everything.
is he?
He's
not bothering you, is he? Because if he is...
No, Ralph. No, trust me. Florence can't bother me at all. Okay, he did come in here once and he nearly broke something, but, I mean, I nearly break things all the time. That said, he definitely had sort of... What's the word? He pings my archaeology senses, sorta. He knows a lot more than he's letting on, and I've been trying to needle him for information, but he just doesn't give it.
That does make sense. That does line up.
Oh well. Right. Question for you, liar. Allium? You wouldn't happen to be connected to a legendary, would you? Liar nods. Ilya, I'm Kim. Liar, I will. Great, I understood none of that. Is there any way you can show us which one? She blinks a bit. Oh wait. Ryda, can you do the image thing?
That was my thought too. Yes, I can try. Just name a legendary. I have done many studies in the library, so I should have a vast knowledge of them.
Crap. I have a book on basic stuff somewhere. Ralph, help me find it in the stacks? Cool. Now I get to make somebody roll something.
Haha! First roll of the session.
Yeah.
What do we got?
It's usually Ralph who does the first roll of the session, interestingly enough.
He's the go-getter. He gets things moving.
Let's do an insight contest for form.
Yeah. Once upon a time, there was a whole team of go-getters. I think they were called Team Go-Getters.
It depends on your playthrough.
No, I'm that was a good one. When Mystery Dungeon was first conceived and they were releasing the first game over in the States, there was a TV special.
Yep.
Where and they formed the name of their team was Team Go-Getters. They went and fought a Skarmory to get a baby Caterpie back, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like a two-parter?
Yeah. And then the second game also got a single episode, and then they kind of abandoned the idea after that for anime.
A shame, because it was an
tie-ins.
interesting premise.
Honestly, I would have loved to see a whole PMD anime. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Too focused on Ash.
I think that'd be.
Yeah.
I think that'd be.
Though
Really
less so
cool
these
play.
days. Less so these. If a new PMD came out, I don't know. Maybe it'd be
Maybe.
a better atmosphere
Maybe.
for a new anime.
Maybe.
Honestly, I think the episodes away from Ash were some of the best. Like, especially the.
I think that's mostly
Chronicles.
because we're so tired of Ash at this point. Kind of like
Some of
any
the
time in
Chronicle
Kingdom
episodes are
Hearts where
great.
you don't play as Sora, it's great.
Anywho, let's get back on track, I guess.
Ralph, you find the book that Mawile is looking for in the middle of a stack of things. You manage to pull it out and not topple the stack of things because you've done this before. Also, you have an amount of psychic power. You can just make it not topple.
Nice.
Oh, perfect! Mawile does grabby hands at the book.
There you go.
Thank you, Ralph. She hops up, gives you a peck on the cheek.
Charmed.
Fire just smiles. Minanlin, ayun. Right, okay. Flippy flip flip. She flips through the pages of the book and then sets it down on her desk near to Rida and just points at a set of 2 pages that just seem to have symbols of most of the major legendaries on them.
Ryder will look over to the book and, looking at the symbols, understanding which correspond to legendaries. They will then try to make an illusion of whatever legendary pops up in a small form that isn't taking up the entire room.
Wait, you're doing a projection? That sounds like a neat trick.
Essentially.
Huh. That's going to be a roll, I assume. Sounds like a bit. It sounds a little complicated.
We were gonna do special contest channel, I believe.
Yeah, to see if it comes out looking like Doodle Bob or it comes out looking like a Star Wars prediction.
So long as it isn't a Terabad roll, it'll be fine, because Rida's basically copying an image that's already there. Yay, 6? Jesus, these dice. Well, thankfully, it's not that difficult of a challenge for you, since you're basically projecting it all on a fake board. Wait, do you have light screen? You don't have light screen, do you?
I do not.
You don't even have reflect. Ah, that would have made it even easier. Oh well. In any case, Liar looks at the symbols for a bit. And then they move over and tilt their head, indicating the symbol of Xernes.
Interesting.
Indian, line on you. In anime.
That's the deer on the front of Y, is it?
X. Xerneas is X,
X.
Yveltal is Y. Cool. I still have no idea what this means. Yay, research.
No shortage of research when we're involved.
Yeah, I just wish I had more to go on.
Yeah.
If only I had access to the library.
Does Ryder have any information on Xerneas?
Nothing that is not standard.
Okay.
I want to interject something. Mawile is one of the few characters in our game that is actually from the other games, being the
Correct.
same Mawile from Super Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. that in that game, she was very privy to what the heroes of that game were doing. The heroes did interact with Xerneas at one point. I'll just put it that way for those that haven't played the game.
That does not mean that she has access to them.
Okay.
Also doesn't mean she knows this language.
That's well, yeah. I don't know if she would know the language.
Okay. Good news and bad news. Good news. I know knew some Pokemon that knew Xerneas at some point. Bad news is I have no idea how Liar lines up with any of this. So I'm gonna see if I have anything, and we're going to have to set this to the side right now.
Yeah, straight to the picture. I believe Ryda also had a craft idea in mind. So, craft time.
I suppose so. I actually have 3 ideas in mind. Firstly, I would like you to take a look at this, Mawile, and see if you have any of these items, and Ryder will hand the alchemy notes.
Hey, actual notes. Not often I get presented with these. Trust me, you would be surprised how many Pokemon around here want me to magically make some sort of water wheel. No planning whatsoever.
Water? I think, like Ralph, the gears start ticking in Ralph's head. Silly.
I mean, how would you expect it to work? The Oasis is relatively still. There's barely any running water near Savannah.
Yeah, Ralph nods. Yeah. A windmill would be better, wouldn't it? Of course, Alan, there's nothing you need to power here.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. The bakery could probably use it for, I don't know, flour.
You need to go out.
A windmill can be useful for a lot of reasons. But it's not an improvement for the orchard, so of course they won't get any approval from Pangoro. She's sort of flipping through the notes at the moment.
We'll stick a windmill on the top of our house. It'll be great.
What for?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, a windmill-powered stove. Brooke will not agree to sitting on top of a water wheel using water gun on it. I don't think any of the water types would agree to being the power source for a water wheel.
They have to work it in shifts. It's like a job. It's like a 9 to 5.
I think I did miss a bit though. Why were water wheels being discussed? We need some moving water for something.
Oh, Mawile making commentary about how nobody comes to her with plans for anything.
Oh. They
just come to her with ideas for something they want done, and it's like, do you have a plan for it? No, I probably can't help you.
You're smart. You could just engineer something, right? Like, just do it on the fly.
It's not like she's Dr. Stone.
Everyone needs plans. Unless you're like Savannah.
Yeah, she's
this crazy Savannah.
This is why Mawile likes working with Ralph, because Ralph at least attempts to make plans and works about things in a scientific manner. It's not, I have idea, let's make it happen. Do you have any idea how you want that to work? Nope. Huh. I can't say alchemy is my strong suit, but you could probably go to the bakery here and see if they can recreate these weird cakes.
I see. Thank you.
That said, some of the ingredients for this thing, she gestures to the alchemy notes you made and collected. They're kind of caustic. So make sure you have a safe work area, preferably outside of town.
I see. I will keep that in mind.
I mean, okay, Ralph and I have worked with some acids before, but not a whole lot.
Minor acids.
Only when we needed to etch the little board.
So what is what's Ryda's what did Ryda show exactly?
The alchemy notes they snagged from the library. That was one of the 3 things they wanted to discuss and ask Mawile about.
Okay. I don't even remember when those were staked. I guess I forgot that.
Speaking of stuff that's probably at the bakery, I bet they have yeast for a project, and I
show the DIY stills book.
This I'm totally this is for a extension and improvement we're gonna add to our home base.
What is Ralph planning?
I think he wants bread. I kind of missed the plot of that. I don't know.
The still, because he got the book on the do-it-yourself stills.
Oh, the distill. Okay.
Oh, the distillery. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
My mind just blanked for whatever reason. Yeah, that's something that Ralph wanted.
I mean, you could also make
I
bread,
totally, yeah, I totally don't have the time to start setting it up now, but it's gonna be great.
Huh. All right. Well, if you need help, let me know. You know I'm not. Sorry. You know I'm not afraid of getting my hands dirty. And you all said you had crafting stuff you wanted to talk to me about?
Yes, that pertains to the 2 other things in mind. The first is rather simple. They will take the lens out of their bag. I simply wish to attach this onto something that is wearable.
Oh. I mean...
Ooh, maybe there's something in here. I'm gonna take out the box of, bits and bobs. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's something in here we could probably fit it to.
Yeah, it's craft time.
Well, it's a little late right now, Ralph, but...
yeah. But maybe we make, an eye patch or something.
An eye patch with a lens?
I guess they call that a monocle. But it would be
fair.
much more convenient if it's, strapped onto your face.
Were you actually looking for something like a monocle, Ryda? Or
That
did you
would
want
be
something
useful.
else? Alright.
Nothing bigger will be necessary.
They look Ryda over. I don't know if a monocle really fits your aesthetic, but I mean, I'm not super fashionable myself.
Oh, yes, you are.
Ralph, you're only saying that because you like me.
You so.
Aesthetics are not of my concern, only utility.
Fair enough. Worst case scenario, we can make Blaze do something. Because apparently he can use the forge that's at your base. But we can rummage through the box of knickknacks tomorrow, Ralph.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
I mean, hey, worst case scenario, we make you some weird cobbled together helmet.
Oh, nice idea.
Ooh, I wonder if we could add a bunch of other lenses so there could be different magnifications.
Oh, and different visions. We find a night vision lens and a heat vision lens.
I don't think I have any of those, but I mean, if you found some, bought some, we could probably fit them.
Oh, yeah, make it modular so it can be added and removed. Oh.
By the way, this conversation will probably go on unless interrupted.
Hey, I was going to, but I also didn't want to be rude.
You're fine.
But yes, Ryder will chime in. And as for my second request, it is a bit more complicated. I wish to develop a weapon using these unique parts I gathered from our last encounter.
Are you gonna pull out the parts and put them on the desk?
Ryder will not pull them out, but sort of open the bag showing the parts.
It's not a pleasant smell. I am glad that I have tea. She brings the pot over, pours tea. It smells strongly. It's like green tea. Undiluted green tea.
Nice.
She sips it, shivers briefly because it's incredibly bitter. Okay, I am awake now.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not sure how to help you with making weapons.
I'm gonna pull out the Sharpedo spear. I imagine maybe something like this. You know, maybe you can make a scythe, or... Oh, you can make a scythe, that would be... actually, that sounds badass, Corleo with a scythe.
That was actually the idea.
Like...
Yep, that was the idea, to make it into a scythe.
That sounds really fucking cool.
And because I'm using the poisonous tip, I would hope it would have some sort of poison chance.
So, I can help you with gadgets and gizmos, but unless it's gonna be a bit technical, I'm not the one to come to for, you know, implements of destruction. Ralph, your zapper doesn't count.
Oh yeah, that was, yeah.
It was an experiment.
Yes, an experiment.
Also, we can use it to charge other experiments. I tried recreating a zapper to, you know, wake up our friend over there. She gestures vaguely in the direction of the inactive ball toy. But, yeah, I mean, if you found something that'll help us with that, that's probably better than me fiddling around with raw forces of nature.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something in the book I checked out about how it works. I'm like flipping through it. It's kind of complicated, more complicated than a biological chip, but also not.
That's fine. We'll have time tomorrow to look through it.
That sounds good.
As a side note, I may not be allowed in the post office anymore.
Oh, so that was you.
Unintentional.
Nice handiwork.
Okay, so I got it to work for 10 seconds. Apparently, I made the hyper beam circuit go.
That's awesome. Oh, dude. We can make a hyper beam on command. That's really one heck of a cannon.
Yeah, I may have fried something in there, so... in the interest of not making things worse, I haven't tried that again. But I mean, if the town comes under attack, at least I have something.
Yeah.
Speaking of attacks, you don't happen to have any interest in the orchard, do you?
Yeah, I mean, it's there, it's a source of food, it's, you know, I guess a good place to, you know, pick up a few pokes if you needed to work. No strong feelings one way or the other towards the orchard. Did you blow it up too?
No, but I've been hearing that stuff has been going missing. Occasionally plants will be chewed on. They think it's some sort of bug Pokemon, but, you know, it could be anything.
Sounds like bug Pokemon behavior. Maybe a feral Caterpie or a feral Beetle or something. Whatever's native to here.
I don't think Caterpie or Weedle are from here, but I figured I'd let you guys know. You are pioneers after all. I could probably help, but technically I'm supposed to be, and she does little air quotes with this, retired from adventuring. Speaking of adventures, don't forget, I still want to take you all and Team Cheer out to a little expedition near the full moon.
Yes. I haven't forgotten. And I won't let Brooke miss it.
Well, it's okay if we miss it. There's gonna be another full moon. It's not like it's going to stop existing in the sky.
Yeah, well, I don't want to wait that long.
I know, I don't want to wait either, but there's plenty enough to do. Sorry, Rita, I got a bit off track there. Yeah, you're going to want the Charizard that works at the Pioneering Club. His name is Blaze. He's their equipment guy. They call him a quartermaster, but they've stuffed him in a closet.
That's his any point quarters.
I see.
Lyle.
So, is he liars even like talking shit about my jokes in his language?
I didn't hear that myself.
Liar going boo in their own language. Mawile also sort of slides cups of their very bitter tea over to everyone. Here, if you'd like it.
Well, certainly enjoy some.
Ryder will also partake in it.
Well, since you're still here, is there anything else I can help you with?
Those are my only requests. Though I believe Ralph had something in mind.
Did I?
I think he had something you wanted.
Are you gonna show Mawile the corpsey stuff?
I mean, it's the same as what she's got, so.
Is it? I thought you got a different one.
Well, I mean, it's the same creature, but...
Same critter, just, a bit eaten.
Yeah.
A few bites out of it, yeah.
I mean, y'all had some of it during the travel. It just wasn't tasty.
It's probably a bit gamey, but edible.
Yeah, I mean, Ralph liked it.
What was your purpose of having it again, besides food?
I believe Ralph wanted to study it / dissect it.
Ah, that's right.
Am I correct?
No, I got it because same reason, because it would be fun to make stuff out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I got the whole quartz because like it was taking too long to rip pieces off, and we were kind of in a hurry. Originally, it took up 5 slots, but I ate some of it, so now it only takes up 4.
Yeah, after the first time, nobody else wanted to try it. Though, I suppose I should offer. If Lyre doesn't have anywhere else to stay, or you don't have space at your place, they can stay here. They seem quiet enough.
Are you sure it would not cause any trouble?
Only if they want to. But it would be no trouble at all. I mean, I make more noise than they ever would.
Ryder will turn to Lyre. Would you like to remain here?
Lyre looks around at all the clutter and everything. They look uncertain about this arrangement.
Yeah,
Moyen Lyre. Moyen? Yo. I'm gonna take that as an out.
That's okay. I was kind of, rolling it around in my head to spend the night here myself, so, I could stay at my room back at the tower.
Perhaps it would be best if you stayed here, Alf, and I would take Lyre back to the others.
Yes, that sounds wonderful, actually. As not to impose or anything.
You know it's never an imposition when it's you, Ralph.
Oh, and that's why you're so worried. No one knows, Lila.
I'm going to assume at some point Ryda is going to leave Ralph and Mawile behind to go take Lyre back to the base.
Yeah.
Yep.
Leave us to our canoodling.
Canoodling, air quotes. It's just adorableness and cringy puns.
I have grown attached to Lyre.
Aww.
I want to make an observation, by the way. Mawile's and I forgot to write his species name because I'm smart today. They look very similar to each other. I feel like they could totally cosplay as each other if they wanted to.
Kroia and Mawile?
Yeah, if you look at their core builds, they're very similar.
Kinda, sorta.
It's mostly the face, I suppose.
Yeah, we got the dress thing
both from
going
Gen
and
3.
little hand flaps.
Oh, well, if they're both from Gen 3, it might just be because Gen 3 style kind of just bleeds between them.
Gen 3 had some of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah. Right then. Who wants to be next?
I think Kyrio, if he is available.
Yeah, I'm here.
I suggest that because I know after a certain point you'll get tired, so we probably should do it while you're not tired.
Probably for the best.
Sounds good to me.
Right then. Rewinding time a bit. Rook, I believe last we left you, you were going off to find Blaze.
Yep. Got a Squirtle on my shoulder.
Aww.
Aw.
Lytton, of course, decides to take up your other shoulder. Just uninvited.
I am not fussed about this.
It's
As you're walking over to Blaze's little quartermaster office, they make the comment, "This isn't as comfortable as you said it would be." Squirtle just razzes at them. feel like I have been betrayed. But you make it to the office. Blaze is there. He doesn't even have his clipboard at the moment. He's just eating a meal in the seclusion of his office at the moment.
Brooke will wave hello. Say, hey.
Oh, hey, it's you. God, I can't do speaking with mouthful unless my mouth is full.
Squirtle said you were looking for me.
Yeah. Rise said you came back, so... Did you find what you needed? Or rather, what I need?
Brooke will pull out the hand drill and the adhesive.
Right. I guess that means I can start right away.
Courtesy of the library.
Huh. He makes a bit of a face. I guess that means you went to the Mist Continent, huh?
Apparently. I didn't actually see it, though.
Oh. I'd always heard it was there. Never been.
We took some weird underground path, it seemed. Lots of dragons.
Oh, right. That place. You know, I keep hearing about Charizards have some sort of weird feud with dragon types because we're not dragons, I guess. I mean, you're not dragon type, though. And? Never quite understood it. He shrugs.
After meeting them, I don't think I'd want you to be a dragon type.
I'll take what compliments I can get. Well, I guess this means I can start working on it.
Anything I can do to help?
I never said you weren't gonna help. It's gonna take... He leans back a bit in his chair, causing it to creak. Whole process will probably take somewhere close to a week.
Wow.
Conservative estimate.
We actually need to get back to Seaspray.
Well, if you want, I can just hang on to the materials for you.
Sure.
Just in case you find anything interesting out there.
Alright.
Who knows, you might find some grateful folk out there in town who are happy to give you stuff because you saved it.
Brooke will lay out the Whaley Horn Spear.
Oh, right.
Yeah, well, technically this is already in here, so yeah. He'll also lay out the diamond and say, I also found this. Think it would be useful for anything?
He reaches out very hesitantly, like you're gonna suddenly snatch it away, and he picks it up with the tips of his claws to bring it closer to look at it. Leans back further, which causes the tear to tilt, and hit roughly against the counter, and he reaches back, pulls open a drawer in the wall, and pulls out a jeweler's lens, of all things, to look at it. Where did you find one of these this big?
It actually started as an orange thing. but then I stuck it in a weird potion. And this came out.
I'd ask how that works, but given how many mystery dungeons I've been in, that doesn't surprise me. Alright. So here's the deal. This is a power receptive gem. I don't know how it became power receptive, but it is. And it's also a diamond, which makes it really good at channeling energy. If I remember what my old man taught me, diamonds are usually best for normal type moves. Well, okay, it's supposed to be quartz, but, you know, same principle. It's just that diamonds work just as well with just about anything else. Like, say for instance this was a sapphire, it would be good at channeling water moves. Make sense?
Yeah, I think I understand. Would it be good for ice?
Yeah. Technically, you're looking for ever ice, or whatever the thing is that powers up ice moves, but, you know, this will do the trick without being difficult to find. Because you already have it, I mean.
Well, how do you put a move inside a gem?
So, it's not exactly all science. It's kind of art. He's making a face and gesturing with his hands in the manner of someone who kind of knows how it works, but hasn't really done it themselves or hasn't done it in a long time. I still have my old notebook somewhere. It should probably have the notes on how the process goes. But if you want this to be part of the weapon, it's gonna be a heck of a weapon.
Brooke grins. That just makes me want it more.
Blaze smirks. Of course it does. This'll tack on a few more days to the work, so...
I'm not going anywhere. Well, until after I get back. Because I am going somewhere.
I'm not going anywhere, except for the fact that I am.
Right. Feel free to relax on your trip to Seaspray then. I'm gonna have to dig up my notes and look at how the whole thing goes. But there is one thing I need you to be aware of. As he holds up a finger and gestures at Brooke. When you put a move into this, that's it. So think of what you want to go into it. If you decide you want to put water gun in it, there isn't going to be any way to get it out. It's not like regular power gems.
Okay. Understood.
If we weren't putting it in a weapon, I wouldn't be telling you that. He gets up, grabs the box, and puts all the necessary tools and materials inside it for the moment. I'm just going to set him to the side. Until you come back, this all is going to be here.
Counting on it. Thanks a lot, Blaze.
No problem. And thank you. I've been having fun getting back into forging. It's cathartic, or however Rise would say it. And it helps that I've been making tools for the townsfolk.
Sounds good to me. Feel free to use the forge as much as you want.
That was part of the idea when we made it. Now, if only we could fix some of the other problems that are going on around here.
Something bothering you?
Less me and more Pangoro and the town. Just little incidents. Nothing you necessarily need to poke your nose into.
Well, if I've got time. I like poking my nose into things.
Well, we've got a Pokemon, or multiple Pokemon, who happen to be causing trouble over in the orchard. Things getting chewed up, stuff getting stolen. It's not a good look. Especially since part of our whole purpose here is to make food.
Well, I'll keep my eyes open.
I appreciate it. Can't be any worse than the visit coming.
Pangoro mentioned that. Who is coming?
There's gonna be a visit. Is it somebody important? Somebody famous? Is it Wigglytuff? I don't know, maybe? How much do you know about how we kinda started? You know, Savannah Town, the Pioneering Club?
Not a lot.
Oh boy. To spare you the whole history, we aren't independent. We're kind of funded by all the other guilds on all the other continents to help with food shortages. That's the entire reason we're out here. We're trying to make the land arable. But, of course, the Plains continent isn't exactly the most hospitable, and they didn't send a whole lot of water-type Pokemon to help us out. Or the ones that did come stayed in Sea Spray. We've been making it work, but it's kind of why you arriving was a bit of a deal.
I see. So people are on edge because the inspector is coming.
Yup. Kind of. It's not like they can just take the town off the map, but if they're not satisfied with what's going on here, there might be a change in management.
I might look into things then. I owe you guys a whole lot.
I appreciate that, Brooke, but this isn't really your problem.
I live here, don't I?
I mean, yeah, and like I said, it's not like they're gonna wipe the town off the map, but it would mean Pangoro wouldn't be in charge anymore. And well, let's say that there's not really a whole lot of good opinions out there about our guild. It could be worse. I mean, they could think of us as bandits, but...
I'm sure everything will be okay. No matter what happens.
Blaze offers a small smile. Yeah. It's funny. You'd think the hardest part was going through all those dungeons, facing off against strong and amazing foes. But it's the paperwork.
Why do you think I'm hardly ever around?
Look, just because I'm good at it doesn't mean I like it either. But yeah. We gotta do something. Sorry, that was a bit depressing.
Just smiles. I appreciate that you trust me enough to talk about it.
You're easy to talk to, kid. Besides, you remind me of Pangoro, kind of.
Not sure how to feel about that one.
That's fair, but it's not that you're grumpy all the time or whatever. It's just you're a good leader with a good heart. We need more people like you.
I've got room to grow, but I do my best.
Just don't outgrow the room.
Maybe we'll install a window.
Sure, we'll install a window through 2 walls. Next, you'll ask me to make it a glass tube filled with water.
Sounds awesome. Get right on that.
Alright. Joking aside, kid, I should probably finish my meal. But thanks for stopping by so soon. And they look over at Squirtle. Thanks for telling him. What? I don't get any thanks?
Thanks for tagging along.
This is appreciated.
Brooke will give a salute and leave.
Blaze will nod.
In earshot of the tower. That's when you get within earshot of the tower. That's when Riley randomly is poking his head out and booing off into the distance.
To what? Thanks for coming. Boo! Boo! He shouldn't be thanked for coming.
No, because we made the joke. It was a follow-up to the joke earlier, where we joked that Riley was booing at me from across the other end of town.
Oh, yes.
So,
Oh,
just
okay.
random. It would be hilarious.
I just happened to the the other scene.
Yeah, I think it'd be hilarious. They walk out and if they get within earshot of the tower, they see Riley poking its head out and booing off into the horizon towards Mawile.
Also, I appreciate Lynn wanting to be thanked, and it's like, yeah, well, thanks for being a cat. Like, you did a good job with that cat thing.
Okay.
But yeah. Blaze will shut the door for you so you don't have to worry about it. He goes back to his food.
Good night, Beers. Also, you did good, Kyrio. I know that it's not your strong suit to respond on the spot, but honestly, you do fine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for talking as much as you did this session. It's always nice to hear your voice. By the way, I think you managed very well. Especially since it's not something you do or practice particularly often.
Now, honestly, I know he talks a lot, but I feel like Tubby trips on his words more than you do, actually, Kyrio. So, not that it's a problem.
I flub my words so much more.
I can't remember Pokemon names today. Trust me, you're doing fine.
I should note that as Brooke is leaving, Lytton will slide off Brooke. They stay in the quartermaster's closet.
Huh.
Their entire intent is to try and mooch food off of Blaze.
That's why they came along.
But Squirtle will continue to tag along with Brooke.
You know, Kyrie, you're not alone. I actually have that problem too sometimes. Oh, we're thinking like, oh, what should I be doing? What should I do in 5 minutes? What should I do in another 15?
That's why I'm content to pause whenever people need to write stuff out or think. Because there is always that sense of urgency to reply, and there is no shame in going, I need a minute to think.
It's not even about Pokerole for me. You guys have probably noticed in group calls, but I can have a bad habit of tripping over other people talking, and that's because I'm like constantly contemplating what I should be saying, and then I just kind of blurt out at the wrong time.
To be fair, you have adjusted yourself for streamer mode.
I've adjusted here and there. I'm still working on it, but I don't think you're that slow, personally. I think you're fine. But
I would call it measured, not slow.
Yeah, that's what I would call it, too.
That said, I believe it's Tucker's turn. I'm going to go grab a bottle of water because my sweet tea is out.
That is fair. Also, I want some sweet tea. I haven't had that in a while.
Oh, it's just the Arizona brand sweet tea.
I know, but like you can't get any in Canada. Canada doesn't believe in sweet tea. You can't get any type of sweet tea up here.
What?
Yeah. Can't get Arizona. Can't get like generic brand. Can't get anything. It's sad.
Sad indeed. You could probably just get mix or like make your own.
I could make my own, but the best sweet tea requires the sun, which I guess it is summer. I could technically use the sun.
I have no idea how you would make it work, but it would probably be healthier than the sweet tea you buy in the store.
Yeah. Go get your drink now. That's fine.
Oh gosh, for the sweet tea, they got it. Freaking. So I worked at McDonald's briefly. The sweet tea was sweetened as such. A 5-pound bag of sugar per 4-gallon bucket of tea.
Yeah, sounds about right for some sweet tea, actually.
That is more than a pound of sugar per gallon. And the big machine that made the tea, it never quite filled the bucket up to the 4-gallon mark, so it was more like 3.8 or 3.9 gallons.
Well, see, Wolf, the problem with importing sweet tea is importing or shipping liquids is like, okay, I'd like to spend $50 on this gallon of drink. Thank you. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. The wait is not worth it. But I will say, for anybody who hasn't done it before, do try sun tea. You can make sweet tea, you can make other teas. Basically, just throwing a frick ton of tea bags into a big sealed pitcher and putting it out in the sun. It's on a nice hot day. Leaving it out there all day. Good tea. It's a good way to brew tea. It's a slow brew. It's a nice way of doing it.
I could probably do that being in Florida.
You could totally can. Anywhere decently hot could do it.
Speaking of awesome goodies that can be made in the yard or sort of come from the yard, they're trying to grow back, but I think it's not quite yet. The chanterelles are just about ready to come back, and they're quite good. The orange, they look like orange flowery cauliflower things. To this orange mushroom that's very nice. You definitely gotta put heat on it, but very nice, and like it grows in big old clusters when it grows. Even though I'm literally just plucking a mushroom from outside and eating it in the microwave and eating it, it makes me feel like I'm a big tough survivor, man.
Don't think I've ever tried mushrooms.
They're good to neutral to whatever. It depends on what you're eating, I feel.
Oh man, I love fucking mushrooms. One of my favorite special dishes is a stuffed portobello mushroom. You get some of the real big portobello mushrooms, take the stem out, and you pack the inside with pepperonis, bell peppers, cheese, lots of cheese, and then you top it with lots of cheese. One of the cheeses that'll cook into a mesh or a web, so it traps all the goodness inside. And oh my gosh,
Proper stuffed mushroom can be nice. I haven't had one in a very long time though.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Also, fungus is the IRL Eldritch horror.
But also pretty decent. Pretty good nutritive value. Usually tasty if that's served right. But also, yes, it's freaky as hell.
Trust the fungus.
Trust the fungus among us. Right, now that I've had water to help my throat recover from going from grungy Pangoro voice to Mawile voice to Blaze voice to Blaze's voice always seems to shift whenever I do it.
It's fine.
Unintentionally. I know what he's supposed to sound like. But yes.
I got a trailer here you may want to take a look at. That
is quite a commercial.
It is.
You know, we've been talking about building barns. We think about here, so we got a fence post for
a new guest star commercial, TV commercial.
Just cold dry. It's really long. They got a lot of stuff.
I think you know what? Since it's not the, I bet Tubby went AFK for a bit to get a drink or something. And then the TV went on. I can completely. We can just shut up and listen to this. It's completely clear. We can just follow along with what's going on.
Kyrio, if you need to go, that's okay. Just go ahead and add 2 experience to your sheet.
Oh, I was gonna say, it's okay if we stop before we get to Tucker. I don't really mind. If we just want to call it here. Or we can keep going to Tucker if you guys would prefer that. I was kind of looking at the time. I was like,
I mean, I'd like to see Tucker's thing, but I understand.
Okay, also Tubby, that TV, man.
Yeah, I noticed when I was coming back that it was hot micing. I flipped it and knew.
Was that a glitch?
See, that's the kind of voice I need to be able to do on command when never characters are...
It's like, oh yes, I see, I understand now, thank you. Okay, Kyrio, alright. So, I hope you have a nice dinner. Did you add XP? Okay, you did, okay. I hope you have I'm gonna save table just so in case anything weird happens, I'll save that.
Yes, you have a nice dinner with your BF. No worries, we will be okay.
Okay, we can keep going with Tucker. Admittedly, I'm not exactly on my A game today, but I think I'll be okay with solo.
Well, thank you for being a wonderful player. Right. Continuing onward. Tucker was going to go visit Puppy.
Check back at the base, see how things are. Maybe say hi to other people, but definitely Puppy is focus.
Well, as many may recall, Puppy was left at the spa with Miltank and Crocodile. This couldn't have possibly gone wrong.
That is right. So Tucker will just come on in and see how people are doing at the spa. Assuming it's probably a normal work day for Miltank and such.
Well, given it's afternoon at the moment, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I think that's when we arrived in town not super late, so.
Not super late, but still afternoon, and you have eaten now.
Mm-hmm. Check the Taro's Tail storage. What are you talking about, storage?
Taro's Tail?
I know you're talking about the treats, but what do you mean by storage?
Do you still have a Tauros tail?
Do I still have that Tauros? I think Tucker finally got rid of it like a few sessions ago.
I believe you got rid of it.
Finally did. Yeah, it's on the list. So
it wasn't even good anymore.
He still tried it. It wasn't good though. No.
But you come into the spa, everything looks normal, and then you notice some scratch marks on the floor. And also, as you approach the desk where Miltank is currently at the moment, 1, Miltank doesn't have Puppy. 2, there are some obvious bite marks on the corner of the desk.
There is notable superficial damage to numerous areas of the immediate lobby.
Yes.
Not necessarily the best sign, but...
But Miltank greets you cheerily as ever. Oh, hello, dear. Oh gosh, if I can even do her voice again.
It's fine.
Didn't expect you back so early.
Oh, yeah. Well, we had a few detours. Some not our choice. We had to stop by to welcome some new people, get somebody new in our team, and get them all sorted out with Pangoro, as well as, well, a new person that maybe we'll stop by with them later. They could use a spa treatment.
Alright, part of the plan was for everyone to go to the spa.
Mm-hmm.
Because Brooke has tickets. Well, we would love to meet any new friends of yours. Speaking of, well, I don't suppose they're exactly a friend. They look over. Crocodile is sitting in his armchair. Rather than a newspaper or anything similar, Puppy is on their lap. They're currently holding onto a rope toy that Puppy is trying to tug away from them. Puppy is growling intently.
Tucker's eyes instinctively light up, and his tail starts to wriggle as he sees Puppy.
Crocodile actually looks nice, and then notices that you're there, and immediately puts on the grumpy face.
I hope Puppy hasn't caused too much trouble.
Little impotent. Oh, God. Can I even do that voice? Little impotent's been chewing on everything. Even me. Puppy continues to growl. They make a concerted effort to try and tug the rope toy away, as dogs will often do in little bursts. Just...
Tucker giggles at the scene.
Well, I noticed a few scratches. If I need to pay for that later, I can help with that. But we're not back just yet, so I do need a little more help with Puppy for the time being. But
Tucker comes over to kind of get Puppy's attention. If the rope toy is less interesting than Tucker, at least.
Well, apparently they very much are a puppy, because you drawing closer causes their ears to perk up, and they growl louder for all of a second before they look over at you. They turn their attention back to the toy, and then look back at you, and let go with a little... They yap. Can't do the sound.
There. There's a yap for you.
I cannot do the sound right now. Too many voices. But they yap. And they pounce you.
Tucker does a little yip yap back. And is very clearly happy to see Puppy too. He does a little... Tucker actually does a full tumble.
You are met with many sniffs and tail wags.
Have you ever seen a big dog with a small cat and the dog just completely flops on its back to be like, friendly? That's what Tucker does. After a moment of reconnection, let's see what I did there. Tucker rights himself and with Puppy by his side.
Well, I guess he won't be any trouble, or I guess they won't be any trouble for the rest of the day at least. We're not going to be here for very long, but for the time we are here, I think I'll spend a little time with Puppy if that's okay with you guys.
We could use the break. Maybe I can actually repair the desk. Oh, hush, it's not that bad. It's no trouble at all. Besides, it'll probably at least briefly alleviate the stress the Forges sisters are under.
Tucker gives a little look down to Puppy, maybe a little bit mildly judgmental, but Tucker's too kind to really have too much of a look at that.
Is Puppy causing any trouble for anybody else here?
Not that I know of. We don't take them out very often. Mostly because the first time we tried, they got a little overexcited.
I'm gonna have to
help. She means I spent half the day chasing him down.
Well, I guess Puppy still has a lot of learning to do. But we'll get there.
Still say it would have gone faster if you'd let me use the mallet. Crocodile. What? Well, it's not exactly entirely Puppy's fault that the Forges sisters are so stressed. Apparently, the Lilligant is missing.
Tucker tilts his head in concern.
For how long?
The older couple exchange a bit of a look before returning their gazes to Tucker. It's been 3 days now.
Did she say where she was going?
Nope. Not a peep. Honestly, we've been so busy caring for this whippersnapper that we've hardly noticed that she was gone. Wasn't until the sisters told us that she wasn't around.
That's definitely weird.
I think we did an escort with her, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
When we did the escort with her, she was pretty shy and timid. I don't think she'd go out and be gone for a long time all on her own, by choice at least.
Well, you'd think so, but... Well, sometimes I think the poor dear is a bit too self-conscious for their own good.
Tucker nods. He saw that as well in her.
It doesn't help that the sisters are... He's about to say something entirely unsuitable to say around a child, but Miltank glares at him. Anyway, their attitudes aren't the best. Especially not towards Lilligan. And they're good at what they do, but they are a bit full of themselves, we'll admit.
Did you ask them for any more details as to where she might have gone? Or are they just as clueless?
If they know anything, they're playing hard to get. They seem just as clueless as we are. Not to mention the trouble happening at the orchard. So, we are a bit concerned. But it's not like we can do anything.
Tucker might logically ask about the orchard, but this has already been revealed, so I'm going to pass by that one.
I mean, we can just say that if Tucker asked, they would basically relay the same thing that everyone else has relayed to everyone else. That, that stuff is happening at the orchard. We've already relayed this information twice.
I'm trying to remember something. Didn't Lilligant give something personal to Brooke at one point?
She's the one who gave the coupons to Brooke, and they gave a letter to Brooke at one point. I don't think they gave anything resembling a token or a favor.
Okay.
Or if they did, it was given back.
Oh, to ask one more question too. Was the spot thing going to happen before we went to Sea Spray? Or after?
I believe that was the intent.
Okay.
We can ask next session.
Yeah.
Because we're not...
Yeah, I believe that was the intent. We would recharge at the spa and then...
Yeah, I think that was how the timeline was going down. Okay, Tucker will think for a second. And then express...
Well, we are pretty busy right now, but is it possible I could go to Lilligant's room here, if she has a room here? Maybe I could pick up some sort of set or grab an item that would maybe let me kind of keep a nose out for her.
Oh, I don't know. We've been trying to avoid going through her personal things. It's rude, you know. After all, she might just be away for a while.
That's fair. Well, when we get back, if she's still missing...
I'm not worried about rude. But Crocodile sort of... I hesitate to say stomps over, but it's just kind of the way that they walk. Y'all know how Eustace walks, right?
Yeah.
From courage.
Tromp, 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 anger.
Yep. And he picks up Puffy by the scruff of the neck, but also, you know, due to the difference in size of Claws and Puppy size, it's also kind of, you know, under their forelimbs too.
That's fair.
Just so long as this one doesn't go inside. That's why I've been keeping the door shut.
That's fair. Well, if you don't mind holding on to Puppy for a second, I could take a look and see if I could pick up on anything.
Puppy, of course, is very weakly and, you know, yaps and gurgurs.
Tucker actually leans over and gives Puppy a nose-to-nose boop to get Puppy to settle down a little bit.
They settle a bit, but they are not happy at this arrangement. Dear, you really shouldn't. Right this way. And they start tromping their way down one of the halls that you would normally take to go to one of the spa areas. Miltank following behind you, just quietly fretting over what Crocodile is doing.
Tucker giving apologetic glances to Miltank and looking like he's trying to reassure he won't touch more than he needs to in the room.
Miltank is more concerned over Puppy right now. Crocodile's like, yeah, this is fine. He, pardon the language, but the gives no shit attitude.
Puppy should behave well enough with a scruff of the neck hold / chest hold. That does calm down puppies usually.
They bring you to a door. It's marked with a very light engraving of Lilligant's unbloomed flower. Right in here. He uses his other hand to open up the door. It reveals a very small room. The sort of thing that you might expect a stereotypically small college dorm room to look like. Almost. Or just like a college dorm bedroom, I suppose is a better way to put it. It's got a nice little bed off to one side, just sort of stuck in the corner. You know, right above it is a little window. There's a set of drawers, a desk, a lamp. Well, yeah, a lamp. Sort of. It's more like a...
This is a very debatable lamp.
I'm trying to describe it. It's like a lamp, but the bulb is larger and it contains, effectively, fireflies.
Okay. Sort of,
One of those things, except it's not like a hanging jar.
A glass orbish sort of thing.
Yep.
Well... Oh, go ahead.
It's a very nice, sort of quaint little space. On top of the set of drawers...
Not very large, but cozy, then.
Yes. On top of the set of drawers are several sets of flowers, as well as little effects like a satchel, which you would have seen Lilligant have with them during the expedition, though that was a while ago, so no one could fault Tucker for not remembering.
Tucker will step in, and in the interest of being polite, he's not going to open any drawers or anything unless he has to. But what he's going to do, if he can manage to pull it off, is he's going to just start sniffing around the room and trying to pick up on where Lilligant's scent is the strongest, or basically where she most recently, say, moved something or interacted with something in the room, to kind of pick out where she was last in the room, to maybe figure out some information for that.
Okay. You have Odor Sleuth, don't you?
Yes, yes.
Just go ahead and roll for that, because that makes life easy.
Okay. Third roll of the session, I think it is. Let's see.
Only 3 rolls in a session? Darn, must be doing poorly.
Well, first roll for Tucker. Let's see what we get here. I see a 6. That's okay. 2. Okay, well.
Really?
At least a 6.
We had basically the same result for poor
Yeah,
Rida.
that was basically the same result.
Cheapest. Alright.
Well, if it makes any difference, Tucker takes his time.
That does make a difference, because that changes the whole difficulty of doing things. You sort of take your time sniffing around. Puppy does eventually start to get antsy, but before they do, you manage to sniff something out under the scent of all the flowers and things that Lilligant must handle from day to day. And you find under her bed what looks to be a little lockbox.
Tucker kind of does the thing the dogs do when they're trying to fit underneath something. They kind of go flat to their belly and then scoot forward a little bit. And he does gingerly pull out this object and sees indeed that it's a lockbox. Go ahead.
Sorry, I paused a bit long there. I know. I have a habit of doing that. There's a pause, and then my mind is like, "This is what this is like."
Your pauses, it's totally okay, though your pauses typically are just the right length to make me think, oh, maybe I should say something now.
No, that's okay, because that's exactly how I am as a player. It's like, pause, this. So, I apologize.
Oh, it's fine. So, what was this lockbox like described?
It's a fairly simple thing. It's almost like a briefcase in that it has the sort of double latches on the front and a dial lock. And what I mean by that, it probably has a different name, but it's the kind of lock where you need to put in 3 digits and then it'll pop open.
Oh, okay. So a fairly complicated mechanism lockbox then.
Kind of. Not super complicated. There are more complicated locks, but...
Is it actually numbers, or how many...
It's actually numbers.
Okay, so that's quite a few combinations then.
Yeah. Each of the little digit wheels goes from 1 to 9.
Tucker looks it over for a little bit, and then expresses...
Well, I think this is the last thing she interacted with in her room. So this must have been the last thing she messed with before leaving.
It looks important. I probably shouldn't mess with it. Told her she was hiding something. Crocodile. What? Everyone has secrets.
Well, I wouldn't want to pry into her personal stuff too, but if there's something in there that could give us a clue where she went. But I don't know how to open something like this. I think it needs some numbers.
I've seen locks like that before. Wait, you have? Once or twice. Unfortunately, I have no way of knowing what kind of numbers are needed. How's this? Since we're already here, Crocodile can give it a go. If we don't have it by the time you have to go, you can check back in when we're back. When you're back.
Tucker nods to that.
Yeah, that seems good. This seems like it might get a bit involved, so I probably don't have time for it right now, but if you can open it up by then that'd be great. But if we're back and that's not open, I could see about talking with the rest of my team about it.
Okay. Hopefully Lilligant is back by then.
Tucker wigs.
That's the best case scenario, yeah.
I wouldn't bet on it. Crocodile walks out of the room, mostly so they can put Puppy down soon. because Puppy has begun to wiggle and whine.
Tucker, not wanting to impose upon somebody else's property too long, does step out of the room, following, and lets it be closed up. If Crocodile offers the somewhat rambunctious Puppy, Tucker will actually take Puppy at this point.
They do. You now have a puppy.
Excellent. Tucker will... Is Puppy seeming obedient enough to stay by his side for the moment? Debatable, right?
Give me a flat insight check.
Okay.
Maybe, but they are a puppy. If you don't keep an eye on them, they will get distracted and wander off.
Okay. All right then. Tucker will say to both Miltank and Crocodile,
Well, thanks for taking care of Puppy. I'll bring him back a little bit later when we visit for the spa. I hope Lilligan comes back soon, and we'll definitely help with that if she isn't by the time we get back.
Miltank nods. Thank you for your concern, dear. It's appreciated. And really, it's okay if you bring Puppy back, no matter how grumpy this one that says he is. Crocodile grumbles and rolls his eyes, folding his arms.
Well, Tucker smiles a big toothy smile.
I really appreciate that. I don't think everybody would have patience with Puppy.
Well, patience sort of comes with the job. And also having someone like Crocodile in my life. What's that supposed to mean? Nothing at all. Miltank smiling sweetly. Well, hopefully we get to see you and your friends soon.
Tucker nods to that and gives his farewells. Since he doesn't have his little puppy sling, the little thing he can make or have help making, he instead will grab Puppy by the nape of the neck after saying his goodbyes because he can't really speak after that.
Oh.
And he will trot out with Puppy.
Cute. Where is Tucker going with Puppy?
Well, I guess it's dependent on whether or not this is late enough for Rise to be off shift or not. But
yeah,
actually, he's... Okay. Mm-hmm. He's going to stop by the house anyways to get a little puppy sling made again for his side.
That's fair.
That's where his fabrics are. So, a lot of them.
So, given the hour, as much as I would love to do Rise at the moment, that took longer than expected. Partially because of my own stiltedness.
I'm stilted too, don't worry about it. You know what's really good about playing Tucker? I can do the awkward kid thing, and it works really well for the roleplay, and everybody doesn't notice the fact that I'm just fucking awkward myself. It's a perfect cover.
Also, did you notice they said nothing about your eyes?
Yeah, also, I would like to note that Tucker, I guess I should have noted this at the beginning. When we got to a scene, I kind of forgot to. Tucker's vision is most certainly, still troublesome for him. He's getting a little bit used to it at this point, but it did take him a bit to, walk to walk on his own, because he was previously he was always following Brooke or another party member, just kind of sticking near them so he knew where he was going. So walking on his own was actually a little tricky. It did take him a little time to get to Miltanks, I will say.
It has been interesting for Tucker to walk around Savannah Town like this.
And if anybody were to look at him during that, he would look kind of awkward, like, is he drunk? Why is he's kind of walking weird. But Tucker is just toughing it out. He's just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure how to feel about this, but hey, I can make this work. I'm going to, push through this and figure out this vision. So, and actually, it's good that he used his nose as well, because he really can't use his eyes too well, but his nose is still completely... Yeah. Honestly, that's the thing about dogs. Some dogs have terrible eyesight, but that's fine, because they have just really good noses and ears.
Your current eyesight would not have availed you well in Lilligant's room, except to look at the flowers.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if Tucker is just generally using his nose more now, since his vision went this way, because smells can direct you too, so...
Yes. But for those who may or may not have noticed, Crocodile's face kind of makes it hard to see the eyes a bit.
That's true.
So, that will be why.
Crocodile has the black eyes too.
Yep.
Just like I never really paid attention to their beady eyes, but yeah, they're pure black eyes from what I could tell.
Yep. But we will say before we end that Tucker goes to the base and gets Lizard or someone with hands to make a sling for Puppy.
Good.
And Puppy
Question.
gets
Yes.
Timeline-wise, would Ryda and Lyre intersect with Tucker at all on their way back to the base?
In my opinion,
Or would
it
that
sounded
be later?
It sounded like you guys got pretty heavily involved in the research. It sounded like a little bit more. Then again, Tucker got heavily involved in a little bit of a search. Not that it was a large space to search. So it's actually really debatable.
Tucker took a good amount of time, and there was a good amount of conversation that happened on each respective side. So I'll say that, yeah, their paths would intersect.
All right. Fair enough, Gov.
Because that actually makes the most sense when I think about it.
Where was Brooke going after his scene? Or did he even say, actually?
I don't think Brooke said.
Okay.
They just sort of finished up their thing with Blaze, and then they left the quartermaster's office.
All right. Let's save interactions for next session then, since it might also be Brooke interacting too.
Okay. In which case,
Yeah, I was just curious.
We can say that at the very least, Tucker, Ryda, and Lyre are going to be able to meet up outside the base.
Actually, that's a good way to start the next session, because we can be like, so they intersected after they did this and that. It's good, a little kind of good, just kind of it's kind of a natural recap in doing that. So yeah, sounds nice. Also, I don't mind that we didn't get the rise. I feel like that's kind of going to be a serious scene, so kind of having that as a separate thing, I'm totally fine with that. Honestly, having that be later. I kind of felt like maybe changing the music for that talk, because it feels like it's going to be a deeper talk.
That's probably appropriate. Whereas most of the rest of this has been relatively light, sprinkled with worrying information.
Pango Django kept it light by saying, I don't want to know about the serious stuff.
I don't want to know about what terrible things you have unleashed. If I don't think about it, I can't lose my sanity. The Eldritch Horror can't get me if I put the blanket over my head.
Also, I wrote a comment in the text, but in the text, I didn't want to interrupt anybody, but when you were mentioning like this inspection thing with during Kyrio's scene, I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, so there's some like hard ass inspector that's going to critique everything. So basically, Chadot from PMD2, from Explorers.
Sadly,
come
I
in
know
there and judge
nothing.
everyone. Oh.
I know nothing about Chadot.
Oh my god. Okay, look, I can actually. It's fairly easy to explain it. Iago from the Lion King. I can tell.
That was my first.
I could.
Iago from the Lion King.
I'm sorry. Wait, wrong bird. Right species, wrong name.
Do you mean Zazu from the Lion
Zazu,
King?
my bad.
Okay.
Look, they're
I was
both
wondering why
four-letter
the
words.
names
Leave me
didn't
alone.
line up.
I was watching a video on a video breakdown on Iago and all the Aladdin movies. Leave me alone.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's funny. Because
cannot
my
believe today.
first thought for Chadot is in fact Iago, but no, Zazu.
But no, Zazu.
Zazu is more appropriate.
I like. There's no proof, but I swear that Explorer's Chadot, which was Wigglytuff's kind of right-hand bird, kind of just helped around the guild and was really quite a hard ass. Honestly, the attitude of Chadot in that game was identical to Zazu, pretty much. Like I could tell that Zazu was an inspiration for that character. So that's a good way to put it. Zazu. Just think Zazu, you've got a good idea of what the character is.
I mean, if you have a list of characters that you would like to see as the inspectors, I can make that happen.
I'm merely a player. I'm just like when you mention like inspectors and perhaps hard ass inspectors are just ones that are gonna be like nitpicking stuff. Shadow's just the first canonical character from the other guilds that came to mind. So it seems like it's gonna be an inspector from another guild, probably, for the sound of it. So Chadot is pure straight man to Wigglytuff's utter chaos. Yes. Wigglytuff was such a weird mood. And I don't think the guild could have run without Chadot, honestly, even though he was a complete hard-ass, because Wigglytuff's guild running style was basically just, chaos is fine. Wigglytuff was a character. I must introduce you to more. Honestly, at some point I meant to stream PMD 2. I did stream the remake of PMD 1. I streamed PSMD. Meant to get to 2 at some point. That's my favorite one.
Pyrus, we already had a Mincino in a much earlier arc.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, the Mincino? Oh yeah. Also, if it was the same Mincino, that would be bad because we're kind of already in kind of a shit tie with them considering we took their fur.
I mean, they got compensated.
They did.
Also, they're a wild. They are not associated with the guilds.
Oh yeah, I streamed PSD. I have a whole playlist. That was a big old series. I 100%ed it. I also 100%ed the remake of PMD 1. And 100%ing these games is hard because there's like usually some optional dungeons and stuff that are just freaking ridiculous, but I did it.
It goes on forever. It's even suffering for you by the end.
Also, you can just get like, oops, I entered a room at the wrong time on floor 98. I guess I died. Because there's now like a room hitting effect that I can't escape from now. Oop. Oh well.
Yes. For the sake of the session, however, everybody gets 2 XP as per normal.
Okay. How much XP does Puppy get? No.
Nebulous amount.
Alright, added mine. Does Tubby or Hydra
I got
need to
mine.
add? Okay. I am very serious about making sure everybody actually added their XP because I don't want people to lose that.
I'm still keeping track of the XP.
Good. Did Tubby add?
I do not know.
Tubby is currently muted. They might have been pulled away.
That's understandable. I noticed earlier during the session, if you're wondering how I know that Tubby probably stepped away, it's basically I've learned at this point is if I hear his aunt, he's probably having to be distracted by something. So if I just listen to that particular voice, if I hear it and my ears perk up, I'm like, oh, he's gonna have to AFK now. It's not his fault, obviously.
Yeah. It's one of those things.
Unfortunate.
Well, since he has seen, I think he's been AFK a bit, I'll just add experience for him. There we go. 2 experience. This, however, has been a very nice session. Oh, what the hell? Oh. My mouse is breaking, so it just did like 3 clicks all at once. Okay, there we go. I'm good. I'm buying a replacement mouse. It'll be here in like half a week. It's fine. But yeah, this was nice. I actually kind of prefer. Like, normally we bounce between scenes, but I kind of prefer where we just did blocks. I did kind of like that actually.
It's definitely easier, but it does mean that I may not pull attention to everyone in equal measure in enough time.
Well, in a single session, it'll equal out later, though.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I don't want to leave someone out for most of a session if I can help it.
Agreeable. Honestly,
not
it should just be a like, hey players, you want to do this in a block, or you want to do this back and forth, like kind of just decide that way probably.
And that's why I originally said I'll try and bounce between them as best I can, and it became blocks because that was just easiest, and you and Kyrio decided to both take the backseat, and it's like, oh, okay, I don't have to bounce between anyone.
Yeah. Also, I just need a little... I don't know if you've noticed today, guys, but I am really off my game today. Like, again, Zazu from Lion King. I mean, come on. I just can't think right today. I don't know. It's fine. I think it's just the fact that I was doing a lot of serious stuff before the stream, and I helped a lot of people with a lot of stuff I had to think really hard about. Like, I had to think about good advice for people and stuff. So I think I just kind of burned my brain out before I actually got to the session. So, it's fine, though. I'm good. But let's see. So yeah, next time we'll do a little meetup scene at the base probably. Tucker will go have Rise talk, and then we'll probably do spa stuff, I imagine. That'll be nice.
Yes. Next session I'll probably have to actually use Enio's notes.
I'm actually surprised you didn't use them this session, though I pulled them up just in case. I was like, oh, let's see if there's anything else though.
It was a matter of energy.
Ah.
And I felt like being chill and just going with it.
Wait, it took less energy to do your own recap than to read his? Huh. I thought you read his because that took less energy.
No, I read over recaps and recap notes because they are more detailed.
Ah, I see.
Having to talk that much actually takes a lot more energy.
Oh, dude, I know what you mean. It's like, it reminds me when I did the All World, that one neat kind of piratey vor game that was all visual novel. Tons and tons and reams of text. And I read it all, every single line, every single path.
I tried streaming Golden Treasure for some friends once.
Oh, right, that game.
And voicing over things. I tried streaming, what was it? I recommended it to you once.
Angels on Scaly Wings?
No.
Because that's one that I've been recommended before.
No, it's a bit of a weird one. It's not called Highway Zero. Kentucky Route Zero, I think is what it's called. It's a bit of an oddball game that was in development for a long time and changed quite a bit before it became its current form, which is quite interesting. But it's a very narrative game, and just talking out all the lines is just not possible.
It's a job, man, and DMing seems like a job. I mean, being a player too is a lot of talking in D&D, but D&D style game. But I feel like DM is even more
at your leisure. For a game.
True,
but like, it's why I super appreciate, even though I haven't played it yet, I watched someone play through a run of it, but it's why I super appreciate that Disco Elysium, which is 90% text, it feels like, has...
voice acted?
Yeah, it's been voice acted. Everything is voice acted. Sometimes the game will break and it won't, like, something will not retrieve properly, but everything is voice acted, and it's all really good voice acting, and I appreciate it so much because that is so much effort. There are so many lines in that game.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. As a streamer, I've noticed one thing that is a hidden energy cost, a huge energy cost at times. Certain games are going to cost me way more energy than others simply because this game has voice acting and this game doesn't. And I want to voice act everything. Sometimes I want to do inflections, sometimes I don't care, but nonetheless, I still want to voice act stuff. So if it's just a whole bunch of text, I feel weird just sitting there reading it. I want to speak it out. So some games can be so utterly exhausting just because I'm talking so damn much. Talking, you don't think about talking. You don't think like, oh man, you talked a lot. That's really physically exhausting. But it really fucking is after a while, dudes. You do it for a few hours and it's like, geez. I mean, it does use muscles. I mean, it's going to exert energy. So, yeah, like Nine-Tailed Kitsune Tail, that was slightly exhausting because I gave every character a particular vocal tone and everything. But it wasn't the longest ever game, so that was fine. But yeah, that was a bit exhausting. I had fun doing it, but...
like Fair says, if you're gonna do a game that has a lot of dialogue, like one of the things you can do is, even if your friends aren't going to be able to actively play, if they're available and they want to, one of the things that I've seen other streamers do is just like they'll have their friends around and they'll be able to make conversation, about things in the game or just in general. And one, that way you're not doing it on your own, and two, they can take up dialogue for certain characters.
Yeah, honestly, I've never really explored that, but I do like that idea. Also, it also just means there's more voice inflections to use for the characters, because it's a different person's voice entirely involved, besides just one person. So that honestly makes for more diversity as well. And yeah, it would be less effort to split the effort like that. Also... yeah, I know what you're talking about, like just playing single-player games but having somebody in a call with you just to help kind of co-commentate and just comment on things. That is very nice for some games. I maybe want to consider doing that more with maybe some single-player games that I feel like would be fun just to have somebody talking with for streams, I mean. Because I used to watch, the LP Archive has a bunch of old Let's Plays from Something Awful. And a lot of those were just like little things that small channels did. And there's some really good just people who just got one or two friends and they played this game and talked about everything they know about the game. And they were pretty knowledgeable, and their friends were like not knowledgeable, and they were just having more live reactions like, oh, okay, so that's how it works. And it was just fun. It's fun to watch those videos. So I definitely see the appeal. And I might want to consider doing that. So I'll take that suggestion, and I'll see if I can maybe do a stream later where I'm playing a solo game, but I do bring friends into it. Because that has the potential to be an interesting type of stream. But yeah, like, Nine-Tailed Kitsune Tail was a lot of dialogue. I gave voice there, but it was pretty exhausting. But then comparatively, Beyond the Edge of Alsgard, I feel chill about coming back to that. I feel like it's going to be a chill stream because it's an adventure game with full voice acting. So I could just kind of chill. It's weird. A dialogue-heavy game is either exceptionally exhausting because I gotta voice everything, or actually pretty damn chill and relaxing because I can just sit back now and then and just let the characters talk, and I can just be like, oh, okay. It's weird how much of a dichotomy that is. The dialogue-heavy game is either very exhausting or very chill. But I suppose that was a bit of a tangent. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's session all the same. I think I'll close out now, but session 107, what day will that be on? Session 107 will be on the 21st. Oh, blackjack. So look forward to that. The 21st, two Wednesdays from now, as usual. And of course, there will be more streams in the meantime. I've got some... I haven't decided on Friday's stream just yet, but I think I got something interesting that I could maybe put to that day. That might do that. But we will see in a couple days. I hope you all had a good night. Again, players and DM, thank you for playing with me today. I really appreciate it. And all that being said, and of course viewers, I appreciate you too as well. Thank you for coming by today and watching the stream. And I hope to see you all for Friday's stream, for the next Pokerole stream in 2 weeks. I'll see you guys then. take it easy and have a good night.